It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and mild with an afternoon high near 53. Tonight, a chance of showers and breezy, a low around 38. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies return. It'll be windy and colder, with a high around 40. I'm meteorologist Kyle Hunter for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When we're building homes for people, we're really trying to advise on the things that are going to create value so that when they go to sell it, they're going to have equity so that they can go build their second home.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, the year has been a great year for Aspen Builders. We have had many repeat customers. We've been very blessed with great office staff, with great employees, and great subcontractors. We worked with a lot of new people building their dream home. We've built some great relationships. A lot of those relationships will continue. We'll be building them another new home down the road. So I'd like to take this time to wish all of our past customers and our future customers a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Are you ready to make a difference this holiday season? Schwezo Construction and TMCO are hosting a diaper drive December 5th through the 19th. They're collecting diapers, pull-ups, and wipes to benefit TMCO Prep Academy, the Nebraska Diaper Bank, and Forward. Drop off your donations at Schwezo Construction, 93.7 The Ticket, Pine Lake Self-Storage, or White Elm Brewery. Together, we care for our community. For more information, please visit Schwezo Construction's website or Facebook page today.
At Koppel, during the holidays, we take time to cherish our terrific staff, community, and loyal customers that continue to drive that money-saving mile to Louisville, Nebraska. Hi, this is Sean Callahan. I can proudly say I bought my car at Koppel. If you are in the area, I invite you to stop by Koppel Chevrolet GMC's offices in Louisville or check them out online at koppelcars.com. On behalf of Koppel Chevrolet GMC, Merry Christmas and safe travels to all.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. It is Old School 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Austin Orman here. Jay Foreman there. We good?
No, we ain't good.
But you are you and I good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. That's all I care right now. That door's shut. Anything that happened outside this room, can we put it aside till break?
Nah. I'm going to take a quick break and knock Nick's head off.
Thought you already did.
I need a sledgehammer. He's Eddie Murphy.
That'd be one of my favorites. This is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Special ingredients and butcher shop with how many Lincoln locations and Omaha locations, Jay?
4 locations. 3 in Lincoln, 84th and Havelock, 30th in Yankee Hill, 85th in Andermatt/Old Cheney, and 168th in Maple up there in the Metro. The Metro. Yeah.
We're here, 1040 O Street. Stop by, say hi. Don't forget, we have a diaper drive that we're running alongside Schwezo Construction and TMCO. That'll run through Friday. We got a big tub out front. Come by and drop off your diapers. There are plenty to get to on today's show. 402-464-5685 if you want to be a part of it. We will talk plenty of Nebraska football here in hour 1. Dolphins benching Tua Tagovailoa. Is it just a benching or are they moving on? We'll also dive into what Raheem Morris said about the state of the Falcons quarterback room before a conversation with Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald. Plenty of chatter about Terrence Bud Crawford's retirement as well. Then a final whiteboard Wednesday before Nebraska and Utah face off 2 weeks from today. Jay, I'm going to ask Evan about this, but just as the overview to this conversation here in our first segment, With Dylan Raiola announcing his intention to enter the transfer portal, that'll be the 7th straight season a scholarship Nebraska quarterback has left with remaining eligibility. And of those 7 years and 7 players, it's the 6th time that it's been a starting quarterback, a scholarship starting quarterback with eligibility remaining. A sign of the times in college sports, or something for Nebraska to keep in mind and try to fix?
I think that's just the way it is. I mean, I think, when you look at Logan Smothers and Chubba Purdy and those guys, and even Casey Thompson, I mean, I think it just became, it's all kind of coincided with coaching changes and philosophy changes, and guys may see the writing on the wall. I don't really look at, I guess I try to look at every quarterback situation as it is. The one that sticks out in my mind is Justin Fields at Georgia. He never really get a chance to compete. He was behind, what's his name? I mean, he was there. He was a sophomore and played as a freshman.
Jake
Fromm, who was a Georgia Player of the Year. Then obviously Justin Fields was next level. Now there was issues with the baseball team and him, which was a legit reason or kind of cherry on top for him to get in the portal. Goes to Ohio State, rest is history. You could look at Riley Leonard, from Duke. Obviously, he had the unfortunate, the coming out party. He got hurt, and then, he kind of fit in perfect at Notre Dame. And I think
one-time Nebraska recruit, Riley Leonard. Nebraska took an in-state kid over him.
Could have been a dual sport athlete as well, because homeboy could hoop. And then you think where it really got started was, I know it wasn't Ron Paulus, but it was, he was a basketball player.
Greg Paulus,
right? Yeah, because Ron Paulus was my age. Greg was that. Remember, I think he went
from Duke to Syracuse.
Yeah, Duke to Syracuse. And then that kind of got it rolling. And, with our situation with Dylan, here's what I'll say about it. And, I've heard plenty of guys here and everywhere, are guys print guys anymore? What are they? Like Sipple, is it still like print? Or are they just okay? So I've heard print. You got, and this is not about Sipple. This is other guys I've heard on different networks, and listening to them I just want to take a couple of days. They don't really know what they're talking about. But here's the deal: when you look at it, right? Both parties were invested, both mentally and obviously monetarily, and particularly obviously, right? So they were married. Right. And so at the end of the day, both have, are right in maybe potentially in their gripes, but whatever they are, both are wrong because probably there's some compromise or reality of what those gripes really are and what could have been done. That means I need to be pulling as much as you're pulling. So I'm not feeling like I'm doing it all and vice versa.
Yeah. It's been on the same side of tug of war, not pulling the opposite direction.
Or just figured out I got to take one on the chin and, for whatever. And then actually both of them are double wrong because it's a situation that, you didn't get to see through at least 3 years because that's what you need.
Yeah.
That's what you need to really see if you're successful. Same thing. And maybe that's where, like where guys think, we're at the 2 years and change your mind, change your focus and so forth and so on. And, you wish him the best, and Nebraska will move on, and they'll, figure it out, and you would, hope he has, success. I just think that when you get a few years down the road, and this, I've went through this in like when I was playing football, like professionally, and I guess this is professional. And sometimes you make some moves, and then you kind of get out of the I guess the vortex or the heat of the moment. You're like, oh man, I could have handled that a lot better. Or I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have saw it through, or I would have done that. And, he might have that. Look, man, you have a great setup here, and, he wants to go and win and be in the college football playoffs. I think I'd be hard-pressed if you were my son for you to tell me that you think that we were going to be in the college football playoffs in 18 months. Not that we're not making the right steps here, because we're making the right steps here, right?
Not saying the process is wrong, but can the results get you there?
So I would push back on you. I'll push back on Dylan. I think he's a great kid and he's going to have a great future. What's done is done. I mean, you can't. That's the thing. When you jump out there so quick, right?
And to be fair, so quick is not as quick as we've seen other guys leave Nebraska, but he was still one of the first 5 high-profile quarterbacks to get his name out there.
Yeah, you quick. You
Just
jumped
like
out.
2 weeks.
You out there on Front Street. Okay, what do I say about the portal? What's my saying?
Well, I mean, yeah, you've been in there for a couple weeks already.
A couple weeks.
At least. Okay,
awesome.
but in the other example, my wife hit me with that one recently.
Did she?
Yeah. So I'm familiar now. I'm familiar now.
But
there's an example of a guy that was in the portal the next day after Iowa. Last year, a couple years ago. This is slightly different. And of course, there are these rumors, there are these conversations. CBS Sports was talking, Nebraska might be preparing for a 2026 without it. I'm sure that there was smoke before there was fire. But at the very least, there was a couple weeks before the announcement where you can at least give the appearance of, hey, I'm taking my time and thinking about it, even if the decision's been made for a while.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I don't think, I can't speak for Dom, but I know, I'm sure they probably, I'd like to think that, you got your ducks in a row already.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Or multiple rows of ducks ready, potentially.
I would tell anybody, if you're leaving here, you better have somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Like, it's already kind of signed, sealed, and delivered.
And it's to that Thomas and Lincoln throws out, do you think Dylan goes to LSU, be under Lane Kiffin, and get his name out there more? If not, where would he go? At this point,
Lane
I think
Lane don't run that type of offense.
No, it's not going to work.
He don't even coach quarterbacks like that.
You look at what Austin Simmons and Trinidad Chambliss, not like Dylan Raiola.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be a fit. But on the one hand, it really doesn't matter where Dylan Raiola goes. That's not really a reflection on him or Nebraska in any meaningful way. But Jay, just like say Adrian Martinez before him, Nebraska fans, there's going to be a portion of them that look and they'll say, okay, yeah, I get it. If he goes somewhere that's in the college football playoff next year and he's a part of it with a ready-made roster. Or they'll do Adrian Martinez and go to like a Kansas State or equivalent like that. Louisville's been a school that's thrown out there, and plenty of Husker fans will be, really? Them? You think you have it better there than here? And it doesn't matter. He's made his decision. It's too late to take it back. But as personal as the Dylan Raiola commitment was, that's how impersonal you have to take the transfer right now, because we just don't know everything that led to the decision.
Yeah, well, you don't even know everything that led to the decision to go here.
Sure.
So we know what obviously wasn't the first choice. So I mean, it's you I don't think in this point in time, in this day and time, especially with his situation, you can't take it personal, because you essentially were able to do whatever was you needed or wanted in theory. In like, you're very high profile. You had an Adidas deal. You're on. You had your own clothing line, which obviously the Adidas deal is not Nebraska's Adidas school, so it kind of coincided with coming here.
See it in basketball all the time. That's not real.
Yeah. Right, but you're everywhere, and whether he goes to Louisville or whatever, I think wherever he goes, he's got to make the best of it. I think the best thing that you can do in these situations, and I'm only talking from personal experience, is when you leave a team, or like in my case, you get traded, you can be mad. You can point, there's some things that I think, like I said, the only time I think I could have handled it different is how I conducted myself, I guess, with or towards Tom Donahoe, even though I was right.
Yeah.
But but then also, like when I talked with my agent, and then I talked to Bobby Greer and all that, then it was like, he was like, okay, this is what they're saying that you really needed to get better at. This is why they had you at this type of contract. This is where you need to go. This is what you need to do. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And sure, sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow. This is where your max is at. Junior Seau, Zach Thomas, and Ray Lewis are never going anywhere. So you need to kind of be, no matter what you do, you got to understand where you're at based on the team that you're on, right? And then once you come to terms with that and really actively go work at it, then you're like, all right, it's cool. Like, I understand. Actually, it makes me a lot better player. Actually, it works out for me. Actually, it works out better for me. Now, all this stuff was kind of, some of it was like total like BS. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. But the main thing that made me a better player was really, really good. And sometimes you need, that harsh reality structure. I'll tell you a cool story. And I would say I wouldn't say a soft spot, but I do have a spot I guess you could say a soft spot for David Carr. I do.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
David Carr was the number 1 pick in Houston, right? We did not take Julius Peppers. Calculated because of the appearance, or because David was married, had kids. Great. Melody's phenomenal. All of his kids are great. Brother Derek used to come in down there a little
snot-nosed punk Derek.
Yeah, it was a little, he was slinging that thing though. But they picked him. Came from Fresno. Wanted him to be the face of the franchise. Julius Peppers at that time, very quiet, introverted. At that time, had like dreads or whatever.
And worst of all, went to North Carolina.
Right, but that was like they were like in Texas. They was which you should.
How's that going to play?
Right.
Which is
but you should have probably that. The one thing I remember talking to David Carr at one time, and this is where it kind of like it was like I had I was the defensive captain. He was the quarterback. And there were some things like he never really had to go through like the rookie stuff. And we weren't a big hazing team, but there was kind of like, dude, you ain't on bus 1.
Some pay your dues stuff, more so than hazing
you're on bus
stuff.
4, Jack. Yeah. You know what I mean? But then eventually Dom let him come to do that. And we weren't big. We were very like, we had the rookie stuff, like, buy wings and pizza at the game.
Yeah,
I mean, just typical stuff, right? Yeah. But there was some things that was missing with them. They were like, we put together this like, it was like a Ryder Cup, like 4 days of bonding. We'd go fishing, offense against defense, and then we'd pick the kickers and punters, and we'd do golf. Kind of like
nice.
Try to get some camaraderie,
right?
Yeah. Homeboy wasn't there. Then another time he was late, and right. And then, but then it was like I remember I had a routine. My routine was I would get there anywhere between, depending on the day, 5:30 to 6 a.m. every morning, and I would probably leave 5:36, sometimes 7:30 at night. You know what I mean? And we had we had the breakfast club and all that and stuff like that. And I just one time just came and said, "Look, dude, when I get here, you ain't here. When I leave, you're not here." And he was like, "Well, I don't get what I said, but you're not understanding." I said, "You need to listen to what I'm saying.
Don't just hear the words,
right? But listen, but he had to process it, right?" I said, You're not only the quarterback, you're the face of Houston, homeboy. You got your own cul-de-sac. He did.
Yeah.
Him, his dad, and everything got right. Yeah. They had it right. So, but you were everywhere. You're the face of the franchise. You're the face of the team. Guys need to see you. They need to see your car. The first one there, last one to leave. And I remember, and then so that went, and obviously I went my way, and he can't continue to play. I ran into him on a humbug. He was down playing for the Charlotte Panthers or Carolina Panthers, and I was living in Charlotte. And both of my daughters were very young. We were at this like I don't know, like play it again, not play it again sports, like one of those fun house places.
Oh yeah.
And one of David's kids was having a birthday party, and this is that time he was backing up. And I was in there just jacking around. I'm already retired, and David's still playing. And he started to play. He played better towards the late of his career. Got down to Charlotte, and literally, we ran into each other. And he was like, "Hey, look, man, that conversation that you had with me really put me in check, and understand I had to really, truly lead and be a leader of a team." And going to New York and seeing Eli and some of that stuff. So the point is saying that is like when Dylan goes, he's got to understand what he's got to get better at, and he's got to really face it, and you can't run from it. And he does that as well. And if Nebraska needs to get better at hitting the portal better, then we need it. So it's all the same.
That's a great spot actually to take our first break. Dana Holgorsen talked about it. Nebraska appears to be ready to dip into the transfer portal to grab a quarterback. What does that look like for Nebraska? We'll hear from Dana Holgorsen, and then 1809, we see your text as well. I think that can play into our discussion as well. 402-464-5685. Be a part of the show on our Sutter Heyman Jewelers text line or Honda of Lincoln hotline. We'll be back to Old School, brought to you by the Mercado, in just a sec.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
the most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
At Koppel, during the holidays, we take time to cherish our terrific staff, community, and loyal customers that continue to drive that money-saving mile to Louisville, Nebraska. Hi, this is Sean Callahan. I can proudly say I bought my car at Koppel. If you are in the area, I invite you to stop by Koppel Chevrolet GMC's offices in Louisville or check them out online at koppelcars.com. On behalf of Koppel Chevrolet GMC, Merry Christmas and safe travels to all.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, to brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings, thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
When we're building homes for people, we're really trying to advise on the things that are going to create value so that when they go to sell it, they're going to have equity so that they can go build their second home.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, the year has been a great year for Aspen Builders. We have had many repeat customers. We've been very blessed with great office staff, with great employees, and great subcontractors. We worked with a lot of new people building their dream home. We've built some great relationships. A lot of those relationships will continue. We'll be building them another new home down the road. So I'd like to take this time to wish all of our past customers and our future customers a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rolling right along here on Old School. Austin Norman and Husker Hall of Famer, 8-year NFL vet Jay Foreman with you on Old School, 3 to 6 weekdays, brought to you here by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Jay, we did not get a chance yesterday to hear from offensive coordinator Dana Holgorsen. We heard from him, and we'll hear from Matt Rule coming up on Friday. But with Dylan Raiola entering the transfer portal, Dana Holgorsen did seem pretty open to the not just idea, but the eventual reality of Nebraska taking a transfer quarterback from the portal. Let's just start off first and foremost. What are the traits he's looking for in a transfer quarterback?
Tough question. You get the best available. I mean, is it a pocket guy? Is it a dual threat guy? Is it a more of a runner? You look at the overall body of work, and it's just so different now where we're actively like watching quarterbacks and have been watching quarterbacks to try to make those decisions. We got a whole personnel department that's been doing it, and it's every position, and those guys have been doing that for months, and so then it's just about looking and seeing what's available. And my job's to evaluate it. My main job is to coach TJ and the rest of the offense to get us ready to go play in a bowl game. That's number one on my list, and so then, after the game's over, we'll come back and that portal will open up on the 2nd, and it's going to get kind of crazy for a couple weeks.
You take the best available. Do you like that line from Dana Holgorsen?
Well, I think, sure. I like it because he's like, if there's 4 quarterbacks or there's 10 out there and 6 of them are already gone, then you got to take the best available. Like, you can't make anybody come here. Now, I get what you're saying. Like, all right, is it kind of like, all right, we're going to budget shop or not? I think also a lot depends on how or what they really truly feel or project. Maybe with TJ, what do they project or feel Trey Taylor would do coming in?
He's 2 years away. No quarterback in the 26th class, so
right.
He's here in 27.
Right, but if you really think TJ can take off and weather the storm next year, and if he does that, then he's your starter in 2027. If you feel like you need a stopgap guy or kind of like a holdover, then you get a guy that, essentially a hired mercenary. You're coming here to put up some numbers and then go about your business. And then Trey Taylor or whoever comes in that next year. So, but then it's all projections. It's all kind of throwing it up. So really, like you got to go in there and take the best available or what you want to do. And it's also based on what you have coming back. And I'm sure I can't speak for him, but I'm assuming the way it goes, or there's no tampering laws or whatever. I'm sure you're getting some commitments or soft commitments or kind of have some things already. I hope so, because we're in the middle of December, January 2nd. Ideally, you'd be done doing the majority of your business by the 6th. By the weekend, you want to have everything, the big ones, signed, sealed, and delivered.
I'm going to play it again. I'm going to stop it where I think the interesting part is.
That's a tough question. You get the best available. Is it a pocket guy? Is it a dual threat guy? Is it a more of a runner? You look at the overall body of work. And
is it a runner or is it more of a pocket guy?
Well, we just had a pocket guy.
Oh, see, it's up to you. And if it's not up to you, this is where I've always been so high on malleability, on being able to do multiple things.
Yeah.
But at some point, Nebraska needs to figure out who it is, who it wants to do. There's a lot of value in being able to be adaptable to your situations and your circumstances when crap hits the fan. But it doesn't have to be a given that the crap hits the fan.
Yeah.
If you're Matt Rule and you're Dana Holgorsen, I get best available. You can only go through the options that are out there. But instead of, I can work with this guy, to me, for Nebraska, it needs to be, I know how to work with this guy. I can get the best out of him.
Yeah.
I have gotten the best out of a guy with similar traits.
Yeah.
Whether it's a pocket guy, whether it's a dual threat guy, however you want to define it, Matt Rule and Dana Holgerson need to be on the same page for what they want and need this offense to look like moving forward. It can't just be best available. 1 year it's Casey Thompson. The next year it's, I don't know, Shea Patterson, back in the day, right? Those are two completely different guys. I get being dynamic in coaching and having a plan for whoever you can get. But there's also something to be said for knowing who you're going after so you don't have to keep tweaking things for everyone else on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I took his comment like that, but I definitely understand where you're going. You want to have an identity. And now all quarterbacks aren't the same because you could be a drop back team and then you get more of a dual threat guy. So then you got to kind of marry what your principles are to whatever he is, but you don't lose your identity.
Right.
So
right.
I think you need to find your identity first, right? Come to terms. Everybody come to terms. This is what we want to do. Then obviously, you need to find a quarterback that can kind of work within that. Now, if you get a dynamic quarterback, and we thought we had one, and I'm sure hopefully Dylan will go off and be one, and then you go from there. And then if not, you can have a guy that's very, very successful in your system as long as your identity's straight.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might have to lean more in the run game. Sometimes you might have to get to your passing tree based off of RPO action because actually he might read the defense better that way because that's what he's done since he's probably been in 6th grade.
Right.
Right. But he's a more than qualified or legit. He's a legit passer based out of that. Like for example, what Monken has done with the Baltimore Ravens when Lamar Jackson is healthy in the pass game, is my example.
Oh yeah,
came in more of a run threat, very inaccurate pass, but they've married the principles of the offense to his skill set, and then you see his skill set in his passing become legit now.
They do 50-2 the other year,
right.
40-2, 40-4 through the air.
Right.
And Greg Roman was really good for him to begin with, but Monken helped him level up.
And then let's also go even before that. Josh Allen with Greg Roman first, and then Brian Dable took it to a whole nother level based on his skill set. So that's what you want to be able to do is adapt it, you don't want to lose your identity, but you want to be able to marry it to it. I think right now a lot depends on what TJ does, both on the field and where he has options. I'm sure his phone's going to ring some, and how much you want to allocate towards that quarterback room. I do think you can get. Here's an example: Alabama won the quarterback with Sims, won a national championship with Sims.
Blake Sims and Jacob Coker are national champions.
They were. I don't think either one was drafted.
And that's where, 1809 texted that Alabama won some championships with average quarterback play, but the best offensive and defensive lines in the country. Jay, I'll give this to you first. Is it possible for Nebraska to go and buy or eventually develop the best lines in the country and save some money at the quarterback position?
I do think, but here's what you need to understand about the quarterback position. This is what the conversation that I continue to always have with David Clark. I love David, and I talk to other quarterbacks, and I learned it by having conversation with Doug Flutie. And he was telling me how to become a pro. So I was kind of passing it along. What you need at the quarterback position is you to play the position as an All-American and as you play the position. You get what I'm saying? Versus arm talent, arm angle, and all that. That's for that's just like Steph Curry. The 40-foot threes, lead that to that brother.
Right.
Okay?
Not you.
Playing off 2 feet, playing with good fundamentals and all that stuff. That's what we're doing right now.
You can be Con Knipple.
Well, Greg McElroy was cold-blooded. A.J. McCarron was cold-blooded. Both of them have played in the league. Both of them weren't in ideal situations, but they were NFL quarterbacks. They won nationals. What did they do? They played the position at a high enough level within the team concept, and it worked out for him. Greg McElroy obviously parlayed into a pro career. Obviously thought he was highly thought of enough to as a backup quarterback. Now he's on TV and having a budding, media career. A.J. McCarron is in the media, and now he's a politician in Alabama. And he outkicked his coverage at home.
Just ask Brett Musburger.
Yeah, right. Yeah, still dreaming about it. But what I'm saying is Those guys are winners.
Mhm.
Quarterbacks are judged by wins and losses.
Always. Mhm.
I mean, Troy Aikman was cold-blooded. Stats were pedestrian.
At best.
But
Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah. But when you needed him to play,
He made the play.
He led.
Yeah.
Like,
my pushback to that would be, let's just go through just the college football playoff era. And I know it's 4 to 12 or whatever. 2014, Ohio State, Cardale Jones, but led by JT Barrett, who was leading the Big Ten in completion percentage, touchdowns, all sorts of stats. Jake Coker in 2015, who was his running back, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
2016, college Deshaun Watson. 2017, Alabama. There you go again. 2018, Trevor Lawrence. 2019, Joe Burrow. 2020, Mac Jones. 2021 and 22, Georgia. Stetson Bennett, who, okay, maybe average, but the dude played up.
Yeah.
That's a winner. That's a gamer.
What
Put
did
up
he
some,
do in the
some
big
stats.
games?
J.J. McCarthy from Michigan ends up winning the title. And then, of course, last year, Will Howard at Ohio State. So I think if you take just the last 4 champions, Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, you could say, okay, yeah, you just need a good enough quarterback. But what do those other teams have? Like 17 bajillion draft picks
well, yeah, and
on both sides of the
throw
ball.
the other ones in there. Throw Lawrence, throw Watson in there, and throw Joe Burrow in there.
Shoot, Tua, when he threw the walk-off.
Right.
Yeah.
But yes, they were obviously really, really. That's when you have. That's why they talk about LSU being one of the top 4 teams of all time, because you have a really, really good quarterback with really, really good talent, right? So that's what you get. But when you talk about the other ones, like Deshaun Watson and all them, yeah, they had Sammy Watkins and all that, them and guys on the outside and ETN and all that, right? But they played the quarterback position at an efficient enough level. The efficiency level was so good and so consistent, it allowed other people that were really, really good flourish. So yes, you're 100% right. We need somebody that's going to play and this is also when we're saying it, this is what I think people also, when, everybody's like, oh, screw Dylan, like he was pretty efficient, like, throwing a short area pass game. Now, probably needs to get more accurate on the deep ball, right? Probably needs to play with a little bit more urgency in the pocket.
He was a singles and doubles guy, not a doubles and homers guy.
Sure, but to get to the homers, I'll tell you about the David Ortiz story. What took him to?
Yeah.
I mean, it's living proof. You can get there. So what he was doing worked, but we needed it. What did I always say? What did I say when he came here? I said everybody else around them has to raise their game up to a higher level.
Yeah.
Stakes have just gotten higher.
You tripled down.
That means you can't just be open. You got to be wide open. You just can't block your guy and say, I did my job. You got to punish and finish guys.
Bury him.
You got to bury him. Defensively, you have to set the edge. Not only you have to set the edge, you got to condense the formation by setting the edge. You got to become that much smarter. You got to become that much better at communication. So yes, Dylan leaving is a huge thing, but also it's everybody else needed to play at a higher level. And at times they did, just not on a consistent level. But that's what made those teams really, really good. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, think about it. When Cam Newton won the national championship, like one of the best college players of all time.
Certainly one of the best college seasons of all time.
Yeah, I was just about to correct myself. One of the best college seasons of all time. Name me, besides Robinson, the tackle, I think, right? And I think he was a young guy there. And they had the big defensive tackle that had the health issue. He had the heart issue.
Wasn't that Lutzenkirchen guy on the team? He was going to go pro and then tragically passed or something
Graham,
like that.
the running back, that was just a guy. He played a year or two, right? But nothing special.
No.
But what happened when you needed them the most?
Cape came on.
Yeah. But they played at a high enough level based on him playing the quarterback. The quarterback position. Let's forget about the Cam's the size of a defensive end. It was a 4 or 5. When he needed to play the quarterback position, he played it. Another one, Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Okay.
Freshman Jameis.
Right. Sure, you had Nick O'Leary, right? He was really good, but didn't do much in the league. They had some other guy, right? They didn't, but it wasn't NFL talent around there, right? Like that year, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I'm sure they were Calvin Benjamin.
I'm trying to look it up right now.
I mean, because they had Benjamin, right? The tall receiver.
Think so.
But they didn't have any guys. They weren't like surrounded by first-round picks, right?
Carlos Williams, Devontae Freeman, Kelvin Benjamin, Nick O'Leary, the guys that stand out on offense.
Freeman and Benjamin. Benjamin ate himself out of the league. He was at Carolina and then Buffalo. came in as a wide receiver, left as offensive tackle.
Yeah, these are just returning starters. 3 returning starters on defense: Telvin Smith, PJ Williams, and Mario Edwards.
There you go. And Telvin Smith retired out of nowhere. He was really good until he decided, you know what, I want to do something else. Mario Edwards was drafted high, and he's kind of rotational player. So what I'm saying is, when the team is good, okay, when everybody's invested in winning, and you're playing within the team at the quarterback position, everybody flourishes and everybody eats.
And this is where I think it's important to highlight a distinction between college and NFL.
Yes.
In college, I think the distinction is that if you get that crown jewel quarterback, that can attract more talent there. You know, we talked with Brian Munson on Monday. We've seen it time and time again. You get that centerpiece of the class, a guy that has a bunch of connections, that has buddies. You can draw talent there. Sometimes the problem in the NFL is that you build up too much of the infrastructure, and then you have to go all in on this rookie quarterback by trading away a bunch to get him. You have to hope he's good right away, or else you're screwed for the next 5 years because you're out of draft capital. Or you build up the infrastructure and you're too good to draft one of those quarterbacks. No one wants to trade with you because they see you're just a quarterback away and you're stuck. Flip side of that, Cam Ward is not running into this problem. That Titans roster is so bad.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen ran into this at times. Lamar Jackson did. Even Patrick Mahomes at times
right
too.
Now, defensively,
yeah,
Buffalo.
Your quarterback can be too good after a sense, right? You hit on him. You did exactly what you wanted, but now you're picking lower. Harder to get those premium picks to fill out the rest of the roster around them, which is where, when we talk about what Nebraska needs at the quarterback position, you can go both ways, right? You can try to invest in the infrastructure on the lines on both sides of the ball. That's the Iowa model. Or you can chase the flash. Go get your next 5-star quarterback. Go get your Trey Taylor that has connections, and then hope that he brings guys with him. Go get a Lonnie Teasley to try to bring guys in alongside him.
Right.
We've seen it work both ways in college. There's not as many ways to make it work in the NFL.
Yeah, because there's a thing that where you got to pass it through the owner and all that other stuff, so you're not able to kind of peer recruit. And also, you can do that more freely in college because it's a one-way contract.
Yeah,
like you can literally go to 5 colleges. Heck, there's TJ Finley, that quarterback, is going to be 7th year of playing. So I don't know how he's done it, but and heck, the guy from Miami last year was 9 years in it. I mean, now granted, his was injury, caused, but that is the big difference. And also, I think the big difference in college versus the pros, like, you're not going to win a Super Bowl unless you have a dude at quarterback. The guys are too good. In the college, you can win as long as you have a guy that plays the quarterback position like a dude. So listen to me. In the pros, you have to have a bona fide franchise quarterback within reason
for like 21 weeks of the year,
right, to win.
Give yourself a chance.
To give yourself a chance, let alone win a Super Bowl. In college, you have to have a quarterback that plays like a dude and is bona fide at the position of quarterback. That means he does little things, get you in and out of the huddle, get you in and out of bad plays. He obviously makes big time throws when he needs to. If you want to look at Will Howard. Was a very, very productive player at Kansas State. Got hurt. They brought in Avery Johnson. He played a little bit. Heck, I think he played in the game up there and they were snowing. And he had to, and then they kind of put him back on the bench. He saw the writing on the wall, but he was mature. He was tough. He was a multi-sport athlete in high school, and he was competitive. And he played them. And he had what Ohio State needed is a little bit of I'll show you / F you when we're backs against the wall. Realized he didn't play well against Michigan, took 2 weeks off, and was the leader and had the leadership style to bring out the best in that team. And he made a big time throw to win it
when he needed to.
Right. Now he ended up going 6th round to Pittsburgh. And he'll do the same thing there. He got to cut his teeth. He's got to figure it out, and he'll probably have a pretty nice NFL career.
Yeah.
And he won a national championship. No different than Riley Leonard.
Sure.
Wasn't nothing special. He was able to bring out the best in other players.
Started to do that at Duke. Notre Dame liked it, and then toward the end of the year,
Notre Dame didn't have much talent on the outside, and they were able to kind of work the stuff around him. So that might be where you get a guy, that's. And this is not even. I mean, it's hard to say this. Where I was, saying Dylan wasn't part of the team, but you just need to, it's just I guess the way you have the decisions made. Right. So now you got it. Business isn't stopping here.
No,
it's not going to be the first, not going to be the last. Now, this isn't going to be, they've been recruiting at a high rate. This isn't going to be the last I hope it's the last, but it's most likely not going to be the last high-profile player or recruit
Mm-hmm.
that either didn't work out or decides to leave. And it'll be no bad doing. It's not the
not skies falling out of the
wasn't treated
world.
fairly or no. That just said, these guys are finicky.
We're going to play one more cut from Dana Holgorsen, but Jay, here just in like the next minute or so. Dana Holgorsen said there are pros and cons to Nebraska taking a young guy to compete alongside TJ Lateef, first starting quarterback for next year, or taking an older guy to maybe push him or maybe more mentor him and be there's an insurance policy. With what you've seen from TJ Lateef and what you think Nebraska needs to do to best position itself for future success, do you err on the side of a younger guy alongside TJ Lateef or an older guy?
Man, that's a tough question. I think he's got all the tools. I'd like to think that, a full off season and him being able to dive into the playbook, them being able to kind of curtail the play calls to his skill set, understand his skill set better.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though he came in, you could see he had some talent. Dylan was the guy. That's the focus because we got to win games. Maybe bringing a guy that, that's played it and have been successful at some point and you got to push him in the worst case scenario that the guy ends up starting and then TJ has to raise his game up to beat him out. But an older guy would probably, because I think the older guy, if he's the right guy, right, can provide some leadership guidance as well with good competition.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that you need right now in America, and I mean in all 136 teams, college football Division I, is you need leadership.
Yeah.
You need guys that will lead, not only just push buttons, bring you along, that are invested in football. That's what we need. Guys that are really about that life.
Yeah.
Because that brings a foundation to when you have moving pieces on it every day or every year, that what the standard is in that room.
Yeah.
It's already there because there'll be enough guys left over that'll replicate that. So if you come in as a safety, you already know this is how we do things, even though you came in on an NIL deal or, free agency deal.
Yeah.
That's the best case scenario.
Remains to be seen. Nebraska trending toward taking a transfer quarterback. We'll see which direction the Huskers end up going. We are headed to Whiteboard Wednesday at 5. Plenty more to talk about, though, in the 4 o'clock hour before another look at Utah. Jay Foreman will do that for you at 5. But some exciting white boys in the news. We'll talk about them next.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through December 21st, enjoy USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Roast, $7.88 per pound, 85% lean ground beef, $4.99 per pound. USDA Choice Whole Ribeye, $18.99 per pound. 4-pound boxes of snow crab clusters for $64.99, and 1 cent select alcohol items when you buy $50 in seafood. That's all the Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get 1 half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
The holidays are here, and there's every reason to make Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina part of your plans. Are you heading to a Nebraska basketball game? Stop at Tipsy Tina's before or after for delicious tacos. Meeting friends for drinks for an ugly sweater get-together? Enjoy Tipsy Tina's variety of margaritas. And if you're not sure about what to get for a gift this year, Tipsy Tina's gift cards are always a great idea. Don't forget about the event space at Salt next door to Tipsy Tina's, all of them located in the Haymarket at 8th and Q.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here wrapping up hour 1 on a Wednesday, beautiful Wednesday here in the capital city. Appreciate everyone's thoughts here on our starter at Heyman Jewelers text line. 8356, sorry we didn't get a chance to get to your text on air. Appreciate your kind words there on our starter Heyman Jewelers text line. It's White Boy Wednesday. It's that time of the week. First shout out goes to Duke head coach John Shire. Fastest coach in ACC history to reach 100 career wins. Wasn't easy for Duke against Lipscomb yesterday, but they get it done. All right, Jay. Cooper Flagg.
Yeah.
Youngest player.
He went off.
Youngest player to score 40. First 18-year-old to score 40.
Yeah.
Since took it from LeBron. James had the previous 18-year-old career high at 37. Cooper Flagg matches his college career high. Had 42 against Notre Dame. It was 42-6-7 against Notre Dame. 42-7-6 for the Mavs. The thing, though, that really stands out to me and others about Cooper Flagg, though, is some of the clutch numbers. Think back to last year at Duke. They played Kentucky in the Champions Classic. Doesn't go Duke's way. Why? Because Cooper Flagg spun into a double team, got stripped. Kansas, turnover. Clemson slips on some sweat down on the baseline, and then Houston misses the shot in the final seconds. Oh, Cooper Flagg's not clutch. Can he really hack, see the centerpiece of an offense? How about this, Jay? This is from just a couple days ago. Actually, just today, because it got tweeted out. In the NBA, there are guys that have taken more crunch time shots, game tying or lead taking shots in the final 5 minutes in the NBA so far this year. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's taken 23 of them. Tyrese Maxey, 27. Cade Cunningham, 19. But Cooper Flagg's taken 17 of those clutch field goal attempts. He's made 12 of them.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff at Duke, we talked about a little bit on this show and others, was easily scoutable, right? Mark Pope knew he was going to spin. Kansas knew he was going to spin. Houston knew that the shot and the play that Duke was going to run. Okay, that's on Duke. That's on Cooper Flagg to a degree. But some of that was, he actually did get some looks. They just didn't go down. And now 12 of 17 probably won't last. A 71% field goal percentage in the last 5 minutes, that's bound to come down to earth. But still, I think that was kind of a silly knock last year when Cooper Flagg helped get Duke in some of those positions. He wasn't just not clutch, as a player.
Yeah, and they got other players that legit, and especially if Clay's going. It's more favorable matchups. And you know what? Sometimes where you see this a lot, obviously, in football as well. You see, like, you know, J.J. Watt having 8 sacks at Wisconsin, and he ends up, you know, almost breaking the NFL sack record and defensive player of the year, you know, high teen sacks back to back years, right?
Right.
And so same thing with Cooper Flagg. I think you're in a more the college game is significantly different than the NBA game. That's why they project guys to be a lot better than they are at times in college. And him down the clutch, I think he's invested enough in basketball. He's learning from every one of those situations, and I think it really helps him that he's in an organization with Jason Kidd as the head coach that puts him in the right position to be successful, and it's working out for him right now.
Last shout out on White Boy Wednesday, we go to the hockey rink. Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah,
Jay, how about this? 1,000 points.
Yeah.
First German to accomplish that feat. First German player to record 1,000 NHL points, and the 4th fastest active player to reach 1,000. He did it in 824 games. The names ahead of him: Nikita Kucherov, best known for his time with the Lightning; Sidney Crosby, first ballot Hall of Fame type of guy; and of course his teammate Connor McDavid.
Yeah, now they just need a Stanley Cup. Excuse me. Yeah. Every year you find yourself pulling for them. They're getting closer and closer. And hopefully that Edmonton can get over the hump this year.
I actually got to see Edmonton when I was in Vegas for the Crown.
And did everybody play?
No,
Yeah,
McDavid was out.
McDavid was out?
Draisaitl played though. I think Edmonton won too.
Yeah.
They beat the Knights.
And they're pretty good.
They're solid. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So hockey's definitely an exciting sport live.
Did you ever contemplate high school hockey?
I did. I wanted to play hockey. I just couldn't skate, and I couldn't. More importantly, I couldn't afford it. You know,
They can't even just like loan you some skates and pads just for you to go be the enforcer or something.
No, I was trying to be the Black Rain Gretzky.
PK Subban before PK Subban.
I was when we were playing, you know, back in the, you know, in the garage, you know. I love hockey, man. I mean, you gotta think one of my first memories when I moved to Minnesota is they had a guy that played for the Minnesota North Stars, like Dino Cicerelli.
Oh, I love that name.
And he was on another team, but he was living there, and also he mooned our bus. That's why he was a wild man, though. Yeah, and you know Mike Madonna used to he was 18. His little red Porsche was picking up somebody when I was driving my hoopty home. Yeah.
These things happen, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I was a big hockey fan. Liked it, but I just couldn't play it.
Understandable. We will go to break. How much more does Tua Tagovailoa have left in the tank? Not a couple more games this year. What does the future hold for the Miami Dolphins? Tua Tagovailoa. Can they get out of the contract mess? And plenty more. That's all ahead here on Old School.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Load up on meat and more this holiday season at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. Keep your eyes posted to the Mercado's social media pages for specific daily deals from now all the way through New Year's Eve on December 31st. Don't forget their other locations, now open at 30th and Yankee Hill and 84th and Old Cheney in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Omaha Steaks is the official sponsor of tailgating. From legendary burgers to mouth-watering steaks, deli-style franks, and so much more, you'll elevate your next game day get-together with America's original butcher. Now you have the chance to be the ultimate gift giver this holiday season. Visit omahasteaks.com/theticket for 16 free Omaha Steaks smash burgers on your order of $129 or more. Plus 50% off site-wide. That's 16 free smash burgers at omahasteaks.com/theticket. See the website for details. Happy holidays from Omaha Steaks.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rolling right into hour 2 of Old School here on The Ticket. I'm Austin. He's Jay. Thanks for listening. Big thanks to the Mercado for their sponsorship of the show. Really appreciate them, everything they do for us. 402-464-5685 is where we will be awaiting word from Jake Sorensen. Talking about his quarterback, but for how much longer? We'll see. Jay, things have really gone off the rails the last year and a half or so for Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins, to the point that as of today, Tua Tagovailoa has been benched. And of course, when that happens in the NFL with such a high-profile starter, you start looking to the future. What could that hold? Especially in terms of contracts, right? Tua Tagovailoa got the $55.5 million extension on average, 55 in that ballpark. Well, how about this? Tua already has $54 million guaranteed for 2026. Come March 15th, another $3 million in 2027 becomes guaranteed. If the Dolphins cut him, that's $99 million in dead cap space. That would be, if it was after June 1, it'd be 67.4 for 26 and 31.8 for 2027.
You locked in. You dancing with the devil. This is what you get for not having the right concussion protocol and sent him out there back-to-back weeks. And then you had to pay him because that's why he has all those guarantees late in his contract.
Mhm.
Or else he probably could have sued the Dolphins and the NFL and everybody else for malpractice. So
yeah,
I think this benching is a wake-up call for him. I think he's way too comfortable. I think you could just tell once he got paid, his lips, his mouth just got way too loose. He'd get up there, throw people under the bus, say some stuff that he knows better than saying because he knew he wasn't going anywhere, and then that reflected in his play.
Yeah,
and I think he lost the locker room a little bit because when you think about, they could have very easily packed it in. Mike McDaniel probably could have been fired 5 weeks ago, but they didn't. They rallied around him. They felt like they had a legit chance last week, and he played horrible against the Steelers.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, great, both in the fourth quarter when you're down 4 scores.
Yeah, those are just stats, stat stuffers. And I think this is you got to give Mike McDaniel credit for this, and maybe it came from higher than him. I think this is a wake-up call to him that we need better from you, and you got to play better, not only in good weather, but in bad weather and cold, because you are going to be the franchise quarterback at least for one more year, even if we draft a quarterback. Yeah. Because in the third year, not next year, but the year after, it's $3 million guaranteed. That's not a big deal. I mean, we're talking about
well, $3 more million guaranteed for now. So
right.
I mean, as of right now, if they cut him, it's at least 32.
Yeah,
34 if you add the extra 3 from the 31.8, right. So 34, 35.
So, but if he'll be there probably most likely next year because nobody will want him, and you just can't have him walking around healthy and like that.
Right.
And the new coach will stick with him for a year. But like I said, with Mike Daniel, he's doing you a favor and throwing you like a life raft and a wake-up call on your career. Like, wake up, dude. Like, yes, we got through if it was me talking to Tua, I was like, you need to shut it down. Those are some gruesome, concussions and, lifelong. Yeah. But he's out there. You got paid. We've actually curtailed our offense so you're not exposed as much. So now we're expecting you to play better. You haven't. You have played well at times in the past. We need to get you there, and you need to start acting like it. I mean, I don't know if you saw the video of him and Jalen Ramsey after they, I'm going to tell you like this. Like, when I was in Buffalo, we always were in the playoffs. We always were in the playoffs and the playoff hunt.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to Houston, I knew, especially the first year, we weren't going to make the playoffs. But there was a couple years after that where we were close. In the game that you realize that we need to win this to stay alive. The game that you don't, and you after the game, you're out of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a funeral. So I'm not very chummy after the game.
No.
But if you saw the video with him and Jalen Ramsey, he was out there way after the field cleared off, hanging out like it was no big deal. That lets me know it comes off. And when you're in high profile positions, as we just talked about with Dylan and any other quarterback that comes to Nebraska, the perception, unfortunately, is the reality.
Yeah.
The perception of Tua is you don't care because you're straight and you've made it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
You got money guaranteed next year, so you can say bump it, cut me. And sure, you want to have that as an attitude because that's the only power that you really have in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're a franchise quarterback, not some linebacker like me, you need to make sure that you act right. But I think this is a wake-up call for him, and then allow him to go into the offseason, maybe in some sort of competition with a rookie quarterback, probably hoping in somewhat behind the scenes guaranteeing that he wins.
So you mentioned Tua Tagovailoa. He has played well in the past. 2022, 8-5 as a starter, 6.3 touchdown percentage, led the league, about 9 yards per attempt, 13.7 yards per completion, and a pass rating of 105. Finished 9th in MVP voting. Next year, plays a full season, 17 games, 11-6, 4,600 yards for Tua, 29-14 touchdown to interception ratio. Then even as recently as last season, in 11 games, led the NFL in completion percentage at 73%. Jay, we saw the outlines in the workings of what an offense directed by Tua Tagovailoa could be, but what did it have? Had Tyreek Hill, had flashes from Gesicki, and then it was really built on some of that run game as well, especially behind Devon Achane, who's been really good. And I think your point, absolutely. Mike McDaniel was one of those guys in the running in the kind of Sean McVay tree. Oh, look at this offensive wonderkind. Miami might have it rolling. And then they run into the coldest game really ever played in NFL history, at least in the 2000s in Kansas City. It all kind of starts unraveling from there. I agree with you that he's probably not getting cut. If he would, Bill Barnwell says, assuming the cap goes up 8% this offseason to his $99.2 million dead money charge, would basically be in line with what the Broncos ate as part of releasing Russell Wilson, who got
then they could then.
And that's just my next question. Let's say Tua's on the team next year. He gets a chance, maybe wins the job, maybe he doesn't. The other side of that is Dolphins swallow the tough pill. We can't do this anymore. We've played it out. We're firing the head coach. We want to give our new GM a chance to get a quarterback and new head coach, and especially a chance to get a head start on what they want to do. It was 2 years ago that happened for Denver. 2 years ago. And here they are 12-2 leading the AFC.
Yeah.
I don't have anywhere near the same level of confidence that Miami could do it. I think a large part of it's Sean Payton having plenty left in the tank, still being a good coach. I think Denver's got a pretty good front office as well. I don't think Miami has that, but at least there is a model that's shown it's a really tough line to walk, but you can get away with it if you make pretty much every right move.
Yeah, and you got a great point there. I mean, you have a precedence that you're able to survive doing it with Russell Wilson. You're able to survive, but you had Patrick Surtain, and other guys
already a top 5 defensive player.
Already there. So you had a little bit more in the cupboard than maybe the Dolphins do, because you got guys quitting in the middle of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But also, just like I always talk about with Nebraska football to the fans, be very wary of looking what other people have done and how it worked out for them, and then you think just because you do the same thing on the surface that it works out for you.
Yeah.
Meaning, if the Dolphins think, well, Denver did it, let's just cut them, and you know what? 2 more years we'll be, the number 1 seed and probably get a first round bye. Well, did Sean Payton have an evil twin out there? Is you going to hire was it Patton the GM?
Right.
You're going to hire him, his long lost cousin that taught him everything too? And then do you have a defensive player of the year at corner?
What is Stephen Ross thinking?
So, and then also look at the division. Like Josh Allen isn't in the Buffalo Bills aren't on the slide on Kansas City based on being dominant for 10 years, because they actually have played like 2 more seasons of football, but because of the playoffs and the time invested, so they're just worn out a little bit. And the Patriots on their uptick.
The Jets are probably going to take a quarterback in the top 5,
and they'll be better.
Yeah,
right, because they're younger.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think next year you got to keep to it. I think you could. I think you can. You got Quinn Ewers. I think you can draft a quarterback. I got to probably look who's all going to. I mean, it all depends on who declares in the 2nd or 3rd round, and kind of bring in true competition, knowing that the baton is going to be passed to Tua. And if Tua has a good year next year, we're cutting you. We're getting rid of you regardless, because now you're tradable,
right?
Because your salary cap number and your contract is more manageable because the guaranteed money is less. So really, I think this is a wake-up call. There's not a lot of guys in the NFL with his stature at that position. Like, say you're a linebacker and you're 5'9", and you had a couple down years, and then you do some stuff in the locker room. You don't get another chance. Like, bro, you're first of all, you got a chance from when they drafted you way too high.
Yeah.
Then they got rid of a coach that actually called you out on some of the things that are coming to fruition right now.
Yeah.
And Brian Flores.
Yeah.
Then you got a coach that actually took the job because he sold it as he believes in you. Then it worked out. Then you started to become immature and then not progress.
On top of injuries,
which is the Dolphins' fault, right? He should have been out for a long time before they put him back out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only thing that you can do is you can control the control of how you play in the cold, and you can't even find a way to gut it out.
Like, barely look like a passable quarterback ever in cold.
You look like you look like you're cold.
You look like you're from Hawaii.
Right. But you look like you'd like once that hawk hits you, like, yeah, this is not for me. this look, just looking at the clock.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way you played.
5424 wants to know, why couldn't Tua be a backup instead of eating the money by cutting him? What's the thought process there from a front office?
A backup at Miami?
Yeah.
He could. But Willie, with his attitude right now, the way he's kind of morphed into being arrogant, I don't think he would stay there and because for him, he knows he's going to get paid regardless. So why would I want to be here and be a backup, even though it's probably better for me to be a backup? But he wants to see if he can go somewhere else. Because everybody always needs a quarterback. Somebody else will give him a chance.
Hypothetically, where would somewhere else be?
I was thinking about that when you were saying, I'm trying to see somebody with the Shanahan tree, play action, all that. I don't think there's anywhere else that you could go and start.
That's a really tough look. I mean, the options that came to mind for me, I mean, could Kevin O'Connell make it work if J.J. McCarthy's not it?
We must be in the same wavelength. I was going to say the only team I think he could go there and start is Minnesota.
But the problem is you're playing at Green Bay and at Chicago when it's
cold. But you would have to get rid of J.J. McCarthy.
Right. He can't be there.
Right. And that's a quick hook on him.
If you're Arizona and you're letting Kyler go, did you maybe? But I'd rather have Kyler than Tua, probably.
Yeah. I mean, they both are facing the same issues. It's all it's mental.
New Orleans, if you're not sold on Chuck, he's been sneaky all right.
They're sold on him.
Yeah.
They think they're comparing him to Josh Allen. They think they think he's a franchise quarterback.
I can't believe I'm about to say this.
I can't believe what you're about to say either.
I haven't even said it yet.
But I can only think. I just said franchise quarterback in Shao down there in New Orleans. So if you're saying anything towards that I can't believe you're saying, okay.
Franchise tag Daniel Jones or Tua?
Oof. I'm still going with Daniel Jones.
I think I have to as well. If you're Atlanta, we can get to this. Raheem Morris says everything is on the table at the quarterback position.
But the quarterback position?
At the quarterback position.
What's too late for that, brother?
Everything is on the table. Is that just about this year or is that about big picture?
Yeah, it don't matter. It's over. Your time is done. You done.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah, you done, brother. You can say whatever you want. That means absolutely nothing. You came out and said, no matter what Kirk Cousins does, that he will not play. You just paid this man $100 million.
180, 45 a year for 4 years.
Right? And then you gave him a contract, injured,
and
then drafted his replacement within a couple months. Homeboy ain't even paid one payment on his house. And now you're going to try to say everything's on the table? Nothing's on the table. You're not even on the table. You gone. You're done. You and Fontenot. Goodbye. You have messed this up. When Arthur Blank called the GM up out of the draft room to his office.
What was that?
And sell me on it, and it doesn't work. And then you're like, well, everything's on the table. So what? My whole thing to Raheem Morris, I would say, okay, so what's on the table with him too? You just benched the dude. You told him he's a veteran. He's supposed to be your franchise. This is the guy that you wanted.
Yeah.
But then you wanted the other guy because he slipped. What's on the table? You're going to go back to the original guy? He's ready to get out of town.
Yeah.
His agent is ready to get out of town. You know what I mean? So, so what are you going to do? Big shout out to one of the old school listeners right there.
What's up?
There he is. So I just wonder what these guys do all day.
Let's hit our text line here, Jay. Cubsker says, if I were to, I'd be texting Kirk Cousins, asking him how life is as an expensive backup.
I would too.
There's that. If you can get him cheap, you mentioned the Shanahan tree. San Fran?
Yeah. Brock Purdy gets hurt all the time. Mac Jones out there balling.
He is.
But if I'm Tua, I'm having a bout face. You down in Miami, no state tax. Oh, you want to draft? Oh man, he's gonna be great. I'll teach him everything. Knowing dang well you're gonna be in by week 6.
Right.
I'm back. And then I'm out of here. And then I'm out of here. I'm gonna work on my game. Then didn't he do some Tybo or something so he could fall correctly and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Get your Tybo on. hit some of those palm trees down there. Get your forearms right. Whatever you need to do. Why are you going? There's nowhere you can go to. I'm sorry.
No, I'm in lockstep with you there. Quinn Ewers is the second part of his question, and Husker Stew as well. What are your expectation for Quinn Ewers the rest of the year?
I'm just interested to see him play. I think he probably needed another year, but let's see what he does. I mean, here's what happens at this point. Now, obviously, I was unfortunately, when we were in Houston, we always played David, but so Last year in Buffalo, they would play guys. Right now, obviously, Miami knows it's done. So now they just want to see what they have in Quinn Ewers. So it's a great opportunity for Quinn to be the first of all, he could create more job security than Tua, because he would be the guy that, you know what, we'll keep him as a backup. We'll draft another quarterback, and we'll deal with it for 2 years because Denver did it.
Yeah.
Or find somebody else to get him. So I think he'll run around a little bit more. I think he'll play well in the third and fourth quarter.
Fair.
I think it'll be a little bit tough at first. I mean, with anybody, but
Philip Rivers didn't make it look tough.
Man, I still can't believe that, man.
We do have $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings to give away. We'll do it today. It's been a while since we played a game show. So we're going to ask this to the text line, 402-464-5685. First person in with the right answer. Who is the last quarterback from Texas to win his first NFL start? Text line, 402-464-5685.
That's a good one.
Who is the most recent quarterback from the University of Texas to win his first NFL start? This is some of the history that Quinn Ewers is facing down. Gingerbeard Man says, I'm ready to throw my Tua jerseys in the trash. And Jay, this is one of those, a year and a half ago, Tua Tagovailoa could have been a sympathetic figure for the Dolphins. Man, he was there. They left him out to dry. They didn't treat him right. They let him out there with injuries. How could they do that to the young man? And then you can't get rid of that. But to your point about his attitude, it's unfortunate that the Tua was trending toward being one of the better Dolphins quarterbacks of the 2000s. And now everyone wants him gone.
Hey, man. It's amazing. Listen, when you say less, here's the advice I could give the star players, young and old, or college and pros. Stay inside. Show up and shut up. And that doesn't mean you don't talk to the media. That doesn't mean that you don't have a personality. But just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to hear your political views.
Nope.
Nobody needs to see you chumming it up after you just played horrible.
Mm-hmm. Not just bad.
Yeah, you just played horrendous. And you guys got eliminated from the playoffs. And the defense was playing pretty dang good. They were fit. They were
Fine.
hitting.
Yeah.
And you're outside. Stay inside. You'll get plenty of the limelight when the offseason. Mini camps, mandatory mini camps, the draft before that, in training camp and in the season.
Yeah.
Just chill. And everything will work out for you.
The most recent Texas quarterback to win his first NFL start, Jay, was not a franchise quarterback. Do you have a guess?
So that means it wasn't my man Vince Young.
It was not Vince Young. He's been a popular guest. It was not Colt McCoy. And it was not
it's your boy,
Sam Ehlinger.
Esslinger.
It was not Ehlinger. He started for the Colts.
Yeah,
it was never going to go well. Did not win his debut as a starter.
Oh, no, I don't know.
2004, Week 5, Tampa Bay Bucks, Chris Sims.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he went there.
Chris Sims, the most recent University of Texas quarterback to win his first NFL start. Tad, you are the winner. $30 to Wings and Rings is yours.
That was a good one. Chris Sims.
1243, you were also correct, but we gave it to Tad since he was in with it first. So,
yeah, you know want to hear a funny story about Vince Young?
Let's hear it.
So Vince Young used to call in when he was at Texas, and he would, on Fridays, they would have like on the radio. So somebody would call in now during drive time, and they would play a beat, like a Scarface beat.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's from Houston and all that. And you could rap. Like you call in, hey, caller 6, hey, let me hear you get 2 minutes to flow. Vince Young can rap.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Like Dame Dollar style?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Vince.
Yeah.
All right.
He'd call in. It was funny, though. He'd call in. I'd be rolling like, this. That sounds like Vince Young. And he'd be rapping.
Funny enough, it was Vince Young.
Yeah.
We're going to go to break. We'll call Bevan Blando, the Omaha World Herald, back with more Old School after this.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this holiday season at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. Keep your eyes posted to the Mercado's social media pages for specific daily deals from now all the way through New Year's Eve on December 31st. Don't forget their other locations, now open at 30th and Yankee Hill and 84th and Old Cheney in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, for brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Miller, Business Development Officer at Midwest Bank's Lincoln branches. As a lifelong Lincolnite with over 30 years of experience in financial management, I'm here to help your business grow and succeed. My focus is building strong relationships with businesses and clients across Lincoln. Because at Midwest Bank, we believe banking is about people, not just numbers. Visit us at midwest.bank or stop by one of our Lincoln locations. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
All ticketing options for the 2026 Love Nebraska season are now available. Single match tickets start as low as $16, even cheaper if you want to bring a group. Don't miss your chance to see professional stars like Jordan Larson and Lexi Rodriguez in action this season. Purchase your preferred ticketing option today by visiting lovneb.com/tickets.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It is Old School 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Austin Norman and Jay Foreman with you, but it is 4:30 on a Wednesday, which means we're headed to our Allo Fiber VIP line, on which we are joined by Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald. Evan, did you get a chance to watch your beloved San Antonio Spurs in the NBA Cup Finals last night? Evan Bland, are you with us? Don't know if we can hear Evan. I might have us go ahead and call them back. Either way, we will effort Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald very briefly. Want to talk with Evan about all sorts of stuff, including his thoughts on the quarterback position at Nebraska and what they're looking to do in the transfer portal, because it's been a long time for Nebraska since they've had a lot of continuity at that position. Obviously, when you look at Dylan Raiola being here for 2 years, that means something for Nebraska. But it's been a lot of turnover at the quarterback position. Evan managed to pull the numbers on that, so we're going to try to give him a call. I'm not sure why the phone line didn't work there, but the numbers that Evan found were pretty harrowing in terms of the quarterback position for Nebraska, and how bad it's been for the Huskers as of recent, not being able to hold on to the quarterback outside of Dylan Raiola, right, who is here at Nebraska for 2 years, or really 1 3/4 sorts of years before he went down with the broken fibula. And with his announcement that he intends to enter the transfer portal, we'll talk with Evan about what that means for Nebraska. This is a great chance to thank our great friends down at Heartland of Nebraska Windows. They're based out of Hallam, Nebraska, and they offer a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty on everything while keeping their prices affordable. Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give them a call today for more information, 402-430-3852, or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. All right, let's try this again. Evan Bland, are you with us? Having some issues hearing Evan. Evan, let me know if you can hear me. Maybe go ahead and give me a text, because we are not hearing from Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald right now. So we'll bring Jay Foreman back in here momentarily. I'll let Evan know we're having some issues hearing him. But yeah, it's been obviously a revolving door at the quarterback position for Nebraska, and the issues, I think, when it comes to that is the names that have left for Nebraska, Jay. Again, the tweet from Evan Bland was that with the pending transfer, the 7th straight year a scholarship quarterback has left Nebraska with eligibility remaining, the 6th time that it's been a Huskers starting quarterback. If my math is correct, obviously Dylan Raiola, Jeff Sims and Chubba Purdy both leave. Casey Thompson left with eligibility, Logan Smothers, Adrian Martinez, and even potentially Luke McCaffrey is how I think that you end up getting to that number of 7. And you can even look at Heinrich Harburg making the position switch.
Yeah. It's tough. It's a tough position because there's only one that can play. Generally, the saying goes, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one, and you need one to play. And like I said, you had some coaching coordinator changes. Casey was hurt. Logan obviously had his chance, and then obviously with Chubba Purdy as well. So I think that 7th quarterback is a little bit skewed because they played because of the injuries to Adrian, right? And then you had Heinrich, and it was kind of obviously Jeff Sims, and you could throw Jeff Sims in there too, right? And
I did, yeah.
Okay, yes, so Jeff Sims, and so I think it's a combination of circumstances and missing on a couple guys, and so. I think the one that really hurts, the 2 that really hurt the most is obviously Adrian, because you always wonder what if, and, when he went to Kansas State, kind of, really, really hurt. But you can understand why when you hear some of the stuff that, Adrian kind of said his reasons were. Want a new start, felt like he kind of gave it his all here. And then obviously with Dylan, it's probably the ultimate what if, just because it was so quick, even because. Mm-hmm. You come in January and you're gone by the following November.
It's interesting
not
too.
The following, but 2 Novembers.
Right. Westy throws out Tristan Gebbia.
Yeah, and he went
technically.
He went and played and started up at Oregon State. He actually was pretty good at times. And
I don't know what the math cutoff would have been for Evan, but sure, you can count him, throw him in the mix.
There's some guys, and I guess you throw in a couple of misses or whatever. It just ends up not being well. Look, you have to have the quarterback position stable for more than a couple of years. You felt like you had it. It really brings back some old memories or bad memories when Dylan dips.
Let's go ahead and try one more time with Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald. Evan, do we have you? Looking like a no. Apologies for that, folks, there on our Allo Fiber VIP line not working, not being able to hear from Evan Bland. That's right. We'll keep the quarterback discussion rolling right here and see if we can get some of Evan's thoughts potentially later in the week. But like you said, even in the open, Jay, none of those situations are necessarily created equal, right? But what Dylan went through isn't the same as Jeff Sims, isn't the same as Casey Thompson. Obviously, that's a little bit different with the coaching switch coming, Logan Smothers and Luke McCaffrey in that, kind of yanked around, starter, backup starter. Adrian Martinez, everything that young man went through at Nebraska, I can understand him wanting a fresh start. It's not like all these guys have been untalented. Not like none of these guys have showed any promise at times, just for a variety of reasons. Certainly the roster around them, scheme, coaching changeover, whatever it is. There's been no stability in Nebraska's identity. All those guys have some similarities in their traits, but they're all unique as well. And Nebraska hasn't identified its flavor, its type of quarterback.
Yeah, well, you got to think you had, Mark Whipple came in, so that's a totally different type of quarterback that he wants, which is obviously Scott Frost and Troy Walters, and those guys were coordinators before. So that changes what your idea of a quarterback is, and you're 100% right. So your idea, or your continuity or in consistency is directly related to your continuity and consistency in your head coach and quarterback or your offensive coordinator and the philosophy as well. So you thought you had it probably with Dylan and, unfortunately, made a decision or they made a decision to part ways. And so now you have to start over, not necessarily start over. You just got to, readjust and recalibrate and figure out who you're going to bring in next. I mean, it's part of the game now. You can have, guys that have great careers. I mean, you even looking at I know Sam Levitt is probably leaving ASU probably for money because I know they struggled a little bit because even Kevin Dillingham has been trying to get him more NIL stuff. But, you think about a match made in heaven is those two. You get, you come down there as a freshman or after a freshman year where you played a little bit, you win it, you take them and had a little bit of struggle this year, but you lost a lot of guys in the draft. You lost Scattaboo and everybody else. But you were up there as a potential first-round pick. You didn't play well. Now, there was other factors why you didn't. Now you're going to go not only get paid again and to get a upgrade in pay, but it was not anything that went wrong there. It's just that it was a bad season, not only for him, but the offense, but Arizona State as well.
We have Husker Stu saying, I can't put Luke McCaffrey in that category because when he transferred from Nebraska, went to Rice, he didn't play quarterback there. He played receiver as he should have here at Nebraska. I think that's fair, but
he started there at quarterback and then he went to receiver reluctantly and it worked out magically.
Like a charm. Third round pick.
Yeah, he's playing now.
And then 1069 says Nebraska needs to get the kid from North Texas, Drew Mestemaker. Now that'll be a little tricky because Mestemaker's head coach Eric Morris just got hired at Oklahoma State, who is also in need of a quarterback right now. It's been a wild a revolving door for them. Zane Flores enters the transfer portal. Probably not going to be one that is on Nebraska's radar in terms of immediate help. Maybe as an upperclassman veteran backup potentially, but I think that's probably out the door as well. But this goes back kind of to what we shoehorned in at the end of our first segment, Jay, not knowing if we'd have time to get to it. Right now, with where I think Nebraska needs to go, I would not be afraid to bring in a young, relatively unproven, slightly proven quarterback to compete with TJ Latif. I don't think you need another Jalen Gramstad, right? Who's I'm sure worked wonders in that room. You need a legit option, one that you don't have to, pay buku dollars for, one that you can't go so far off the beaten path. You got to be able to see the traits and a little bit of production. I think Mestemaker's got too many ties to Eric Morris or is in too high demand after leading the FBS in passing this year. I get the idea. If you want to go that way, good luck. I just don't think it would work out for Nebraska. It might be someone you haven't heard of, but it's got to be someone that I think leads to a legitimate competition. And I don't think that's even Sam Levitt, even though Nebraska pursued him before.
Because it wouldn't be a competition.
Right. No.
Yeah, I like it. Either a guy at TJ's age or like a year older. So he's not, so you stair step in there a little bit and he's got a couple years of eligibility left. So, as I'm just trying to think like who, you maybe,
it's hard without the Vortex tracker up. It hasn't opened yet.
I mean, you got to think, like even a guy that fits that script, but most likely probably doesn't want to come to a place and not be, have strong assurance that he's going to start is like an Aiden Childs. That's right on par.
Yeah.
It is. When he's right, he can throw the ball.
Oh, yeah.
When he's right, he can run the ball.
Mhm.
He can give you the business.
Mhm.
Now
Former 4.5, 5-star type recruit?
I'm going to tell you who it should be.
Oh.
It's Jaden Davis, the Michigan quarterback that went into the portal. He was Underwood before Underwood. He was the year before.
Yeah.
He won the North Carolina Player of the Year. He was a high 4-star, obviously on the cusp of being a 5-star. Has played some. Remember when Harbaugh was there? He had practiced in the bowl practices and got a glowing reviews.
Sure.
If you want somebody around TJ's age, he's a year older, right? He just roll the ball out there and say, "You eat what you kill." I like it.
I would just have one question about Jaden Davis, and that's: do your daughters think you can play basketball better than Drake May?
Maybe. Maybe. But I don't think he's from Charlotte, though. Jaden Daniels. Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes,
Either way, I'm sure he's been around, right? If you're that good.
He is from, he's from a different school. But, I mean, I'm thinking a guy he's extremely talented, and he was obviously highly ranked. And obviously, you come in, you're behind McCarthy. You can't do anything. And then last year, you kind of took a redshirt year to obviously first year Sharon Moore. And you've been sitting on the shelf, and you need a chance at a blue blood university, and you don't want to go to like Northern or Western Michigan or something like that. Perfect opportunity for him.
Virginia Pirate says, "I'd bet good money if Nebraska's taking a portal quarterback." I don't think that's an if. I think it's a when. Nebraska takes a transfer portal quarterback. That guy isn't in the portal yet. Virginia Pirate, not to get all technical on you, but technically no one's in the portal yet because it doesn't open until January 2nd. So I will beat you with that technicality. But I get what you're saying. Hasn't declared his intention to transfer. And then, Jay, the second part of this is also if, and again, I think when Nebraska takes one, what's to say TJ Lateef doesn't just say deuces?
Well, I'm sure, the way he played, obviously early in the season, the way he played at, UCLA and then even at Penn State at times, and obviously Iowa was hurt. And the potential in the recent recruitment. Remember, you got to think he just recently was recruited, so he's fresh in everybody's mind.
Yeah,
I'm sure people are, I'm sure his phone will be ringing, pretty frequently.
Starter Hammond Jewelers text line again, 7543. Has someone mentioned the Old Dominion quarterback, a young fellow by the name of Colton Joseph? 2,600 yards, 21-10 touchdown to interception ratio. Listed as a sophomore, so probably a junior next year from California. A pretty good programming, 9-3. They're playing in the Cure Bowl right now. It's 3-0 South Florida. Wouldn't hate it, but maybe that's what Nebraska has to do is take that swing on a mid-major guy that they can get a little cheaper and see if he's got it at the high major.
Yeah, and I think a lot depends on what happens with TJ. Because if TJ bounces, then that means your price for your quarterback or the list of quarterbacks probably goes up. Right. The price range. Because now you like, all right, now we're really bare bones.
Right.
So I think you can, TJ can't command $4 million a year.
No.
So you figure you're going to get him at a pretty decent price point. So then you match that with, potentially somebody else coming in. You got good, legit competition. You got everybody else out there that's got to compete. Now you got to make sure that you bring back Hunter and everybody else just because you want to have either quarterback, but especially TJ, you want him to have his ace in the hole, which would be, in this case, Hunter.
The other option, this is kind of intriguing from Gorilla Bear on the text line. What about a guy like Lincoln Kienholz, who was at Ohio State
and he was from
Sierra, South Dakota.
Right. I like that too. He's cold-blooded too. And that's the thing about quarterback position. You see it with Sam Levitt. You see it with different guys that just burst on the scene. Is you could go to Ohio State and you really just can't get out. You saw it with Joe Burrow. Like, he was having a really good spring, hurt his knee a little bit, and they're like,
"Yeah, no,
we're out. We're going with was it Hawkins or whatever."
Yeah.
And now you got to go find somewhere else. Then he goes down to LSU and ends up being the #1 pick. So I think if you can get somebody like that and they have the right mindset, I think you can really, really strike gold. And then it's really magnified times 4 or 5 because the price point that you're getting these guys at, TJ included, is not where you're at. And so you're able to allocate those funds to build some depth, let alone because everybody thinks, okay, well, you got $3.5 million and say you only spend $1.5 for 2 quarterbacks. So you got $2 million. then you're going to go out there and get one player for $2 million. No, you need to get strategically players set so you can get accumulation of really good players so to add to depth, because that's essentially what Texas Tech did.
Yeah.
You got to understand what they've done. Obviously, they invested in their pass rusher and some other positions. They did put a lot of money into their defensive line, but it's strategically placed. But they also poured into the rest of the roster, or middle to high 3-star guys that support their big name guys.
Yeah.
And that's efficiency in spending, because those 3-star guys make the 5-star guys super 5-stars. They skip over the potential, the guys with a ton of potential, or the measurables that aren't very good players in the 4-star range.
Sure.
So they figured out a way to kind of really hone in on the guys that are legitimate football players and really, really try to highlight, and obviously, I wouldn't say overspend, but definitely spend, at or above market value for the 5-star guys that are pretty much guaranteed to be successful.
The other thing we were going to bring up with Evan Blanda of the Omaha World Herald was that Nebraska baseball has its opponents for the MLB Desert Invite. That'll be the season opening tournament for Nebraska coming up in, how about this, just 2 months. Coming up in February from the 13th through the 16th, Nebraska will face UConn, Northeastern, Grand Canyon, and Stanford. Those teams, Evan says, went a combined 145 and 84 last season. Should be a great opening season challenge for the Huskers. No challenger took down Bud Crawford, but he's hanging him up. We'll talk about that.
Tough.
We're talking about Bud Crawford's retirement. Finishing out hour 2 of Old School.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
The clock's ticking at Landmark Implement's annual inventory reduction sale. For a limited time, get 2.9% financing for 18 months, followed by 6.35% on selected equipment, including air drills, combines, planters, sprayers, 6 through 9 series tractors, and windrowers. No auction, no waiting, just direct access to the machines you want, priced to move. Inventory won't last, and neither will these rates. Visit your nearest Landmark Implement or shop online at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Omaha Steaks is the official sponsor of tailgating. From legendary burgers to mouth-watering steaks, deli-style franks, and so much more, you'll elevate your next game day get-together with America's original butcher. Now you have the chance to be the ultimate gift giver this holiday season. Visit omahasteaks.com/theticket for 16 free Omaha Steaks smash burgers on your order of $129 or more. Plus 50% off site-wide. That's 16 free smash burgers at omahasteaks.com/theticket. See the website for details. Happy holidays from Omaha Steaks.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Hi, I'm Scott Miller, Business Development Officer at Midwest Bank's Lincoln branches. As a lifelong Lincolnite with over 30 years of experience in financial management, I'm here to help your business grow and succeed. My focus is building strong relationships with businesses and clients across Lincoln. Because at Midwest Bank, we believe banking is about people, not just numbers. Visit us at midwest.bank or stop by one of our Lincoln locations. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
At Koppel, during the holidays, we take time to cherish our terrific staff, community, and loyal customers that continue to drive that money-saving mile to Louisville, Nebraska. Hi, this is Sean Callahan. I can proudly say I bought my car at Koppel. If you are in the area, I invite you to stop by Koppel Chevrolet GMC's offices in Louisville or check them out online at koppelcars.com. On behalf of Koppel Chevrolet GMC, Merry Christmas and safe travels to all.
Is your furnace ready for winter? Call Bryant to perform a thorough check for comfort and peace of mind. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. Whatever it takes.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
At Riddle's Jewelry, we know there are moments in life when you realize this is what it's all about. And you wish you could hold on to that feeling forever. This is why we've made jewelry our passion for 65 years. This holiday season, find the perfect gift with savings up to 50%. Riddle's Jewelry, family owned since 1959.
Located in Lincoln at the Gateway Mall.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're wrapping up hour 2 of Old School here on The Ticket. Austin Orman and Jay Foreman with you. 445 segments, as always, brought to you by the great people at Love Volleyball Nebraska. How about this, folks? Home opener just around the corner. Love Nebraska is getting ready to start their second season. It all kicks off January 11th at Baxter Arena in Omaha. Get your tickets online and at lovb.com. And don't miss the opportunity to see volleyball stars like Lexi Rodriguez and Jordan Larson dominate the floor as Love Nebraska takes on Love Houston on Sunday, January 11th at 3 p.m. Love Nebraska just released their promotional schedule for home matches this season. Check out all of that and get your single match tickets online at lovbneb.com before it's too late. It is now, Jay, too late for fans to get a chance to watch Terrence Crawford fight professionally. Bud dropped a video late last night, retiring 42-0, 5-division champ, all-time Nebraska great.
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously you hear rumblings like, hey, he's going to go out on top and obviously destroy Canelo.
And Errol Spence before him.
Errol Spence before that, but Canelo was like, all right, this is to put the stake in the ground, like I'm him.
Mm-hmm.
But then, there was always guys that wanting to challenge him and, whether it was Tank or something to try to get it, and that was personal.
Right.
They could get it a catch weight or something like that. I mean, that would be the thing that would keep him going. And, Earl Spence said he won another shot. He's actually, starting to perform like he was supposed to. But, when he knows his time, I mean, he obviously he knows nobody's better than him. And who else does he got to beat up on? Who else does he has to, he has nothing else to prove. I know there was a little mishap there that he didn't pay the $300,000 to one of the 85 belts that he has. He got the belt that it won. It is the all-inclusive belt. And if there's a way to go out, and he's, from my understanding, and obviously the few times I've seen him talk, he's got all his, brain and everything together, pretty healthy from a boxing game like this. And he's fought a lot, both in the ring and then obviously growing up fighting. And I think he also, I think he's at the point that I think he's going to probably, try to, give back to boxing, because I think he can provide a path for a lot of guys like himself that might not, either not have the financial backing or have the opportunity. Because he's had to, you got to think, I think his first fight, he said he got like $60 or $600.
Yeah, nothing at all.
Like, right?
Pennies.
I mean, whoever was training was like taking an L. So for guys that are trying to find a way, I mean, I think he could be a definitely an advocate, and that'd be maybe the way that he continues to be involved in it. And anything that he does with that type of mindset, dedication, and obviously tenacity, he'll be successful at it after boxing.
I always try to frame it in terms of different sports as well, which is tough to do because boxing is such an individual sport. It has its own, politics and history behind it. The best kind of comparisons that I could land on is like Bud Crawford's career is like if, I don't know, like North Dakota State won a Cotton Bowl or something like that. But the one that I really liked that I thought it was like, he's like if Gonzaga won a title.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone knows Gonzaga's a legit program. Everyone knows Bud Crawford's a legit boxer. There's still going to be some people looking in from the outside like, oh, well, you played St. Mary's every year.
Yeah.
As good as Bud Crawford has been, number one pound for pound, we get all that.
Yeah.
Do you think of Bud Crawford before you think of Money Mayweather, before Pacquiao, before Joe Louis, any of those guys, right? Like Terrence Crawford, I'm afraid and I'm bummed, will probably never ascend to like the quote unquote blue blood level, right? He's not a Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, Carolina, whatever have you, but he did enough to validate. He won 2 big fights at the end, right, with Spence and Canelo. Like, what if Gonzaga knocks off either North Carolina or Baylor,
or back to back,
or
like
back to back
in the tournament, and then they end up winning? I think to the boxing experts and the people that love boxing, he's right up there with Mayweather and Pacquiao. The only difference is he didn't have that's not Bud to walk around with hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, heck, Mayweather was sitting next to Jay-Z, brought out, it's just a difference of a personality.
Yeah.
But I think he's very businesslike. I think this is, the last 2 fights were very, lucrative for him.
Is he the Tim Duncan of boxing?
Probably like that. Straight substance, just straight hands. Just,
the big fundamental.
Yeah. He's 62 years old. Somebody roll up on him at a basketball court. He doesn't. Yeah. So, for him, he's one of the few to retire undefeated. He's one of the 2 to go out on top.
Mm-hmm.
He's still in his prime.
Tail end of his prime.
Yeah, tail end of his prime. I don't even think he's descending yet. He's just past the apex of his prime. That fight was so dominating. It's hard to say. He looked better. I was gonna say he looked better in Canelo against Spence. Both of them he dominated. I think, but either way, he's getting to go out on top, and it's great for the state of Nebraska. It's even better for the city of Omaha because his path, man, I think everybody's seeing this right now.
Yeah,
the last 5-6 years where he really started to blow up, be a household name. But remember when was it Bob Arum told him like, you can't fight no more. You can't fight in Nebraska. Remember that?
Yeah.
But then he kept doing it, and because he kept beating up everybody, and then they started to get bigger fights there, and then obviously in Vegas was the end all be all. So congratulations to him. Now he gets to go and he's got a few kids. You chase them around and do that. So there's nothing better, man. He's
42-0, 5-division champ, unified the belts, 31 knockouts. His faculty's about him in a family to go home.
His name is the champ. I know his name's Bud. He said, "What's up, champ?" No, you can't. You go.
He's champ.
Yeah, he's him.
A salute from all of us here at the Ticket to you, Terrence Bud Crawford. Whiteboard Wednesday's next.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Is your furnace ready for winter? Call Bryant to perform a thorough check for comfort and peace of mind. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. Whatever it takes.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had roofing service company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Your Christmas list changes a lot as you get older. Dreams of video games, remote-controlled cars, and baseball gloves turn into dreams of shoes. You know, practical things. Brown's Shoe Fit is the king of shoes in Lincoln, with brands like Sorel, UGG, Brooks, Hoka, and more to make you fashionable and comfortable. Grab a new Ridge wallet or buy 3 get 1 free on Smart Wool socks for the ultimate stocking stuffer. And don't forget a reliable gift card for that hard-to-buy-for person in your life. Brown's Shoe Fit at 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, we're back. Jay Foreman, Austin Norman. Old School, the new school way, 1040 O Street. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 85th and Andrew Matt / Old Cheney, 168th and Maple up there in the O. Obviously, we got a whiteboard Wednesday, not a white boy Wednesday. That was done early in the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock hour. Now we got whiteboard Wednesday about these Utah Utes. We're going to do something on offense and what I think they'll major in against Nebraska. Newly revamped, or hopefully newly revamped defense coming in the bowl game down in Las Vegas, and the way they played their last game against Kansas. So they won't change much. Now I will say this is that they have 2 first-round picks at tackles. Who knows if they'll play? But they will run the ball. They will run RPO. They will run quarterback counter. They'll run quarterback draw. They'll do a little bit of gap scheme. But that was also predicated on having a 5-man or the 5 guys to start all season. That might be a lot different. So what they have here, obviously, is how they started, right, with 11 personnel. Now, we'll tell you about their 11 personnel. It's a little bit different. It's a lot different. Number 48 is technically their tight end. He's about 340 pounds.
Woo!
Okay, and then they have a running back, and obviously they have a running quarterback. Then they have a backup quarterback that's a really good runner who's faster than the starter. So quarterback run game will be a major. They have 2 really good tight ends. Both of them looking like Dalton Kincaid. One's a senior, one's a freshman.
And the other one's 340 pounds. Let's not skip over that.
Then they have the X factor. They just took what the Pittsburgh Steelers have done with Darnell Washington and put it on steroids. But they played against Kansas here. They run a 4-man front, 4-2-5 as you see it. If you're looking out here on the screen, 4 down linemen. You have 2 guys standing up, but it's still a 4-man front against 11 personnel, right? You got to the wide side of the field. And so you have a running back up here. And they're going to – I got to get this right here, my bad. They got the running back here, and he's going to motion out here, right? And I will tell you this. When you see any receiver or running back numbers facing the sideline, so I'm going to make this an arrow, he is out of the passing equation. So as a defensive player, this is just a little bit of nuggets. And when you're watching, then you got to concentrate. For me, I would concentrate on the number 2 or number 3 receivers. But they're motioning this guy out. Just trying to see if you're in man or zone. That will change what they're going to do as far as their blocking schemes. But then also they're trying to get one of these 2 guys to move with him to create a numbers advantage or make you play 11 on 11. That's the reason why they go no backs, and this is going to be a quarterback run. And it puts a lot of stress on your defensive line. Kansas played this pretty decent. So this is essentially what I call a quarterback G. Essentially, you run a counter and you got a G pull. They're trying to get some movement. They're trying to make this defensive end here. You'll see in another clip here. They're trying to make him do his job or see him jump out of his gap. Now, he does a really good job of coming down. Wasn't very physical, but he diagnosed the play. He actually was – his lack of physicality threw off the timing of the play, only to a 6-yard gain. So, this is how they'll start. They want to see what you're going to do with it. And you look at the next frame here. He's out of the picture. And like I said, his numbers right here are facing here. And he's not moving anywhere fast. The ball's going to be snapped right around here. So when you think about it, you have 2 receivers in the close proximity. This guy can cover 2. And also, it's zone because neither one of these guys really moved. And look at this right here. You got the shell right there. So it's zone all the way. That's to keep the eyes on the quarterback for quarterback run. When you're playing against a team like Utah and the way they've played all year, you definitely want to keep your eyes on the quarterback. And so you play a little bit more zone. Gives you a chance to really also come out of your zone and make plays because they run a lot of tunnel screens and obviously wide receiver screens, slot screens, and stuff like that off the RPO action. So you keep everything in front of you in theory. In reality, they did not stop Utah. From the very first time that they went to Wildcat. And this might be it right here. He busted it off for like 60, 70 yards to get the welcome to the game on the road. So this is what Nebraska should expect. You're going to start out 11 personnel, 1 back. They're going to motion 2 the field, 2 the boundary to see how you adjust. And then they're going to run or pass off based on what they see. So the next frame right here, as you see this play declare right here, right? It's like 1 power G or quarterback G.
And look, we see the G.
Yeah.
He is very easy to spot.
Yeah, so he's pulling right here. There's a big dude right here. He's coming down right here. They're trying to get this guy in a no-win situation. You're trying to get him to come out for no reason. You're chasing a ghost. So he's going to pull and try to kick this guy out here, and it's going to really come right down the hash. And it actually ends up being pretty well blocked, and he just, missed his cut, but it has been pretty successful all game long. And when you look at this guy right here, it's 3-on-3 over here. This guy isn't doing anything, because if you had a hard corner up here, he would come and block him, right?
It seems kind of like that guy that's on the hash closest to the logo is paying attention. Him and the safety's got eyes on the inside receiver.
Right. Yep. They're
So
all
that's 3-on-3 at the very least.
It's 3-on-3, but you got to communicate, and you can't just communicate between you three right here. You got to communicate from him to him so he can help in on this run play. So the communication in this case goes top down instead of side to side. And that's how you do, in my opinion, you do a really good job. There's an old saying, against RPO, you want to run man, but you got to be really, really disciplined. They're running zone, and it actually works out pretty good for them, right? Against Utah, I'd probably feel a little bit more comfortable against man, but depending on what you have on your back end and on eye discipline, zone can be something that you can major in as well, as long as you play well.
And that seems to line up with what Nebraska wanted to do under John Butler. A lot of man, mix some zone in. We'll see what that looks like under Phil.
Now, you do that when you're winning up front. This is a 4-man front, gives you a little bit better chance. As you see this right here, I'll take some of these things off right here so we can get back to what I want. The point I want is this guy right here is getting double teamed. He's doing a decent enough job holding the point here. Makes things a lot clearer for the two best athletes on the field, which is linebackers. So
they're losing, but they're not getting obliterated.
Right, you're not getting blocked back into your lap. And this guy right here is about to make you some money on this pull on this guard. So you like where you're at, and you can see how tight this runner is to that hash. That's coming right downhill, and they're trying to get somebody to jump out of their gap. He hits the cut, and then you make one guy miss, strike up the band. That's how you get the game started. So it's something that Nebraska's going to see, and they're going to see it in a variety of ways. And you see it right now. You see all the black shirts from Kansas, right? And you see the two linebackers that play entry here. And there's the runner, right? You got a guy here. You got a guy here. He's corralled, right? There's 1, 2, 3 guys and go to take this back, right? So this is the runner right here. And you see 4 defenders around him. So he has nowhere to go with only 3 blockers. So it's a good job by Kansas. Stop him to like a 4 or 5 yard gain.
Well, and like you said, for a play that wanted to go up the hash, he's right in the middle of the field right
and
now.
So you won originally at the point of attack, the one-on-one block and the others on the other frame. That's how you beat RPO. Somebody has to win, not stalemate. Somebody has to win, legitimately win,
and do it quick. Do it early.
Do it quick. Yeah, and they corralled him pretty good. And I wanted you to see the size of their tight end. Okay, let me tell you something. This dude right here, projected first-round pick. I think this guy here is also a projected first, second-round pick. Those are pretty and when you see them play, they're pretty athletic for being 300 pounds. I mean, that they can run gap scheme, they can run pin and pull, they can do whatever they want with them. That's why they're attractive. But let's look at big man right here. Look at the size difference.
That's a tight end, folks.
Tight end. There's not a tight end in America with 2 of those on. 2 knee braces and a shoulder brace and an elbow brace. Yeah. He's got it all. He's like RoboCop out there. And so it lets you know their mentality, right? And he plays a lot. He plays a lot, man. And he does a really good job. He plays a lot. So I just wanted you to see when it's technically 11 personnel, it's not. Number 1.
Can we call it 61 personnel?
Yeah. It's big day. This is goal line with him. Number 1's a good running back. Can make you miss. Number 4 is a running back playing quarterback. Then they bring in number 15, oddly enough. And he's faster than number 4 and almost as fast as number 1. Quarterback running.
Yeah.
And he gets in about the 3rd series and runs a couple plays. Or at least he did against Kansas. So I just wanted to show you that right there, just the size of number 48 here. And just look at him. It's an extra lineman. And they have 2 good tight ends.
The only thing 48 about him is the number of eggs he eats for breakfast.
Right. What is it? Yeah. And that's I was gonna say his jacket size, but he's definitely probably like a 60 or so. Yeah, he's a big old dude. And they moved the line of scrimmage with him. And he moves pretty well enough to be getting up to the second level. So Nebraska got their work cut out for him with these Utah youths and from a physical standpoint. But I don't think it's anything extraordinary that they haven't faced before. You just got to execute. And this is quarterback run game team.
I was going to ask, what are maybe the similarities or the differences in how Utah uses quarterback run compared to like Nebraska and Taylor Martinez? Maybe the last
It's about
run.
the same. It puts a lot of you saw Taylor was able to give him problems. You saw when UCLA went up there and got worked, and everybody else that played against them, Colorado, got worked. You have to be disciplined. You have to win. It makes you play 11 on 11. That's the whole point. And they are both of the quarterbacks and the running back can make you miss and house call it. So there's a very, very small margin for error. And that's what makes them really, really good. And that's what's made them be very, very consistent, being able to be physical and obviously, be very well coached on offense, and it's something that works and it travels too. And obviously everybody knows their coach is going to retire or step down, and so they're going to be very, very motivated. This now flip to the other side, to their defense. Their defense, I'm going to tell you this, Utah's defense, they are athletic, they are aggressive, and they get off on the ball really, really well. And they do a good job at the point of attack, even though they're not the biggest defense. Obviously coming from the Big 12 compared to our league, but they play downhill and they play together. The thing that jumped off on tape to me from Utah is how aggressive they were, but the amount of communication that they communicate pre-snap and then during the season or during the play. Very well coached. Obviously, was a Scully going to be the next? Scully's going to be the next head coach. He's been there for a while as a D coordinator. So right now they're playing Texas Tech Red Raiders at home. This is it. This is the coming out party for Texas Tech. Utah is trying to defend their turf right here. So you see them right now. They started out in one back, and then they originally broke the huddle. Looked like he was in the backfield. They're in 11 personnel as far as Texas Tech goes. This is their running back. Or he lined up in the backfield as a running back, so he's not the running back that's playing right now. He's a kind of like a little scat back, so it would be Armosy.
Okay.
Sure. As you see this right here, there's no fair dodging. This is about to be essentially like a dog blitz, so everybody's man to man. No fair dodging. Man, off man. And somebody is going to be man-to-man on this tight end right here. One free. So it'd be Mike or Sam, dog, one free. That's it. So that's what you're going to get. You're going to get this linebacker that's going to blitz right here. This young man's got the tight end. He's got him man-to-man. So this is where Texas Tech, where we can take it, right? And you think about Dana has some correlation to their type of offense. So how do you defeat man-to-man? They're backed up here. I think this is a third down. They tried to run it, conventionally and got stopped twice. It's third down. They said, okay, we're going to spread you out a little bit. We know you like man pressure on third down, even backed up. I'm not agreeing with this call.
From Tech?
From Tech.
Okay.
Because it's early in the game. I think you match up well man-to-man. I think it was probably overly aggressive. I think you can go one hole here, and you'll see why. And a whole defense means that you have an extra defender in the middle of the field. One, it eliminates the quarterback to potentially getting the first down against run game. But number two, it allows you to be really, really aggressive top down with middle help.
Oh, sure. Okay.
In this situation where I'm thinking I need field position.
Yeah, you're backed up. You got a chance to get off the field third and long.
And it's early in the game.
Yeah.
Right. So we want to keep the ball in our hands and keep control of the
on
field
their side of the field
and the momentum.
Yeah.
Well, they're man-to-man here with a dog blitz, right? And so somebody has to win and get home, which they have two capable defensive ends. I think it's 0 and number 9, because this is 8.
Yeah.
So in number 7 is their other linebacker. Really, really good athletic guys. Didn't get home here. And this is what I mean by this. They ran a little bit of a mesh route and is essentially an under by this running back here, right? And with the tight end going vertical. But watch what happens here. This is how you beat it, right? They're not even looking to the wide side of the field. When man-to-man here without motion, right, they're looking for matchups. they're looking for a way to find a way to get to this part of the middle of the field because that's where explosiveness goes.
Mhm.
Too many guys out here, man to man. And also, when you think about it, you're on the left hash. So as a defender, you guys, the ball's on the left hash. I'm probably getting some action. From hash to hash is when you're going to get action. So when you watch this next or look at this next frame here, you see the under route, right? You see an off man. That's an adjustment. It's called a sight adjustment. If you're off man, this is what we're doing. We're running. We're going to rub him off. And now they look at the communication. Linebacker, right, is man, right? He should be playing under him, right? I doubt they have what's called a banjo call. That means you play in and out. It's too far. But if they do, this corner or safety needs to be banjoing it. It's a late call, and this linebacker's at too high of a depth because he's fixated and stuck on this tight end. But this corner is at the same level. He would have to fight way over top here to make this tackle.
Oh, yeah.
But the linebacker, as you see right here, will actually try to come off right here. And it's a little bit too late right here.
Mm-hmm.
So you're asking a linebacker to go vertical with the tight end and come down next on this. And look where he's at.
Woo. That's tough.
And look at all this space right here. I'll get this off of there, right? Look at all this space that they want to get to, right? You're clear. Look, they're running them all off, right? There's not even no routes. They're just
999.
Yeah, right? This guy's looking at the quarterback. He's in the middle of the field. But look what's open. The abyss. Look at that. And that's what they'll get to. And that ball he's going to catch it right here on the hash. And let me show you what's going to happen next. And now this is a pretty good linebacker to run. Number 7. You don't see it here, right? But what you'll see, okay, he has a blocker in him right there. And he gone. All the way down to the 5 or 6. Look at all these jerseys chasing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
35, yeah, there's another one, yeah.
Yeah. 9 over there, all in chase position. This is the guy that makes the touchdown saving tackle.
I believe we call that being at a disadvantage.
Yeah, and it's all based on pre-snap communication, but then also a really good job that where Nebraska could take advantage of it. Backed up, you think they might bring pressure.
Where is Utah's defense similar or different to Cincinnati's? Right, that looked kind of like that 4-2-5 alignment, as opposed to 3-3-5 like Nebraska.
It's about the same. It's kind of the same build. Long athletic guys on the outside, decent. I think Cincinnati's defensive tackle Corleone was better, but I mean 2 bigger guys there, 2 really good athletic inside linebackers. I think Utah's DBs are probably a little bit better. You know what I mean? But that's I think they are a little bit more. But Cincinnati ran a lot of zone. Utah obviously runs a lot of man. But this is also
does that benefit or hurt Nebraska? I mean, I think Dylan Raiola, one of his strong suits was being really good against zone.
Yeah.
Nebraska still struggled to get off the ball against man.
I like Nebraska against man because TJ could, if he's healthy, can run it.
Okay, sure.
Get your back turned because look at these guys. All their backs are turned.
Well, they had no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And how could they?
One guy was falling down right here. Look at this guy right here coming out of the middle of the field, right? Because he's trying to come down. He was a safety come down. Look how wide he is. This guy cuts right across.
With a head of steam, he can outrun that other guy that's kind of by the ump in the middle there, too.
So it works out well. So, there might be something that Nebraska might do. And I wanted to show you this right here, right, of this dog blitz, right? So this is the safety right here in the middle of the field, right, because he can't line up on the hash. He's got a favor towards the 3-man side. And you can see it right now. The ball's out. Look at these guys getting off the ball right quick. He's the only one late to the party, but this is number 8 on the dog blitz here, right? This is the tight end that's going to come up here. This is the linebacker that gets way too high on him, then has to come back down, and it doesn't work out well for him.
So in this case, a tackle is kind of checking that defensive line first,
outside,
and then leave the outside guy free until that inside guy's taken care of.
Well, I think that you got right here is he's one-on-one right out here. Yeah. He's trying to get down. It's delayed slide protection, slide. So
gotcha.
It's like zoning it off.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and so they don't really get a lot of pressure. Nobody wins. Nobody gets home. See, for me, since this guy is closer, this is what I would like here is an adjustment. And I don't know if somebody's an all-time blitzer or not. I would like this guy to be in coverage because he's closer to the coverage. I'd like this guy to start off here and then come on the backside here and blitz. So, but either way, they got caught, and that's a good thing for Nebraska. I'm sure Coach Dana saw it and trying to figure out a way to get Nebraska to the point that they are able to run it that way to create some space for a Barney, for a Mosey, or anyone like Keelan Smith or any of the receivers can really house call it. They've done it, and that's it's
Quinn Clark had that one early in the year.
Yeah, and so you can get some guys up the middle of the field. Now they can also do it if they're a one dog, and then it's kind of like one dog blitz, and they run that tunnel screen to the wide receiver as well, because that allows with the slide protections, it would allow in this case this center to come out and block here, or it could be somebody else. No, so plenty of options for Nebraska offensively and defensively. Offensively, there's good plays that we had. It's a low risk passing concept, hopefully with high returns, and then defensively, it's quarterback run game or us. You know what I mean? So we shall see. So another whiteboard Wednesday to end the year. The Utah Utes are waiting for us in a couple weeks, and then we are ready for them in actually exactly 2 weeks. And so today's 17th. We got 2 more weeks before we got a game. We're going to take a quick break. Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Are you ready to make a difference this holiday season? Schwiezo Construction and TMCO are hosting a diaper drive December 5th through the 19th. They're collecting diapers, pull-ups, and wipes to benefit TMCO Prep Academy, the Nebraska Diaper Bank, and Forward. Drop off your donations at Schwiezo Construction, 93.7 The Ticket, Pine Lake Self-Storage, or White Elm Brewery. Together, we care for our community. For more information, please visit Schwiezo Construction's website or Facebook page today.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sauterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Your Christmas list changes a lot as you get older. Dreams of video games, remote control cars, and baseball gloves turn into dreams of shoes. You know, practical things. Brown's Shoe Fit is the king of shoes in Lincoln, with brands like Sorel, UGG, Brooks, Hoka, and more to make you fashionable and comfortable. Grab a new Ridge wallet or buy 3 get 1 free on Smart Wool socks for the ultimate stocking stuffer. And don't forget a reliable gift card for that hard-to-buy-for person in your life. Brown's Shoe Fit at 66th and Q in Lincoln.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, second 5 o'clock hour, fresh off of Whiteboard Wednesday on this Wednesday. I will say, Austin, we at the end of the usually on Wednesdays we have Bill Mitchner in the Lighthouse. I will tell you it was a Christmas shopping event yesterday, so I appreciate all the ticket listeners. As I said on the board, donating it to it, it was a phenomenal night again.
No surprise.
And Lighthouse does a really good job. Not a really good job, a great job. Bill Mitchner is a Lighthouse alum, Lighthouse kid, and obviously he believes in it and believes it, and obviously it comes out in his work. So I wanted to give a shout out to all the board members, but more importantly, everybody that donated to make a special night for some kids that have a lot of humility, man. I think it's always special when they get $150, and with the price of stuff right now, doesn't stretch that far, and these young men and young ladies go in there and they think about everybody but themselves. Buy little brothers and sisters like a water bottle for Christmas, or buy their mom. Like one of the kids bought their mom coffee mug because she works like second and third shift. So it's pretty cool. And so I want to give a shout out to them and everybody else. So we appreciate you guys supporting a good cause here in Lincoln, like many other good causes. But obviously, Lighthouse sits real close to me, so I appreciate that. Also, Austin, I don't know if you saw it. There was the awards this weekend with the Heisman.
Yeah.
We hadn't talked much about it. What's your thoughts on Mendoza winning it and your boy not getting it? Then I want to ask you a third question. Jeremiah Smith was probably the best social media post after not winning. Was a Blitnikoff Award.
Mm-hmm.
And Lemon won it, and he declared for the draft today, the young man from USC, probably in the last 2 or 3 years. Jeremiah Smith's response.
Pretty elite.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Your thoughts? I want to ask you on the second question. What do you think about the Vanderbilt quarterback? His apology. Now he finally came out with it, and his actions.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that he said what he did to begin with. Although I didn't necessarily take it as much as a direct shot, just knowing kind of who he is and who he's been. Right? It was at the committee. I don't think he was actually like personally mad at them. Or, I'm sure he was disappointed to not win. I'm sure he thought he had a good season. But think about where he came from, how he's been raised,
Yeah.
and in the way he made it up there. It's through that chip on his shoulder. It's different when you finish second as opposed to first like Baker Mayfield, right? So I think that was less of a personal direct attack and, oh, what are you guys doing? You're stupid, loser thing. It was not smart to say, but I think it was a young man who has told himself he needs that chip on his shoulder his whole life, who just continued to act like that and said that. I think that was more a big picture, this isn't going to get in my way. It's not going to slow me down. I still think I can have a pro career or what have you, more so than anything. It comes in pretty sharp juxtaposition from Fernando Mendoza's, victory speech in the way that he talked, as emotional as he got. And, you can say everything you want about him. I think it's probably true to a degree, but I think if we would just had a normal run of the mill speech from the winner, and that would have been posted, it wouldn't have made quite the waves, except that Pavia has been in the news. And you had a legendary, for lack of a better word, speech from Mendoza in some aspects. That juxtaposition, I think, really was striking.
Yeah, it was definitely a contrast.
Yeah.
And, Mendoza, he's a quirky guy, but I think sometimes, you needed your quarterback to be a little quirky. Very, very focused, obviously family-oriented, very unique story with his mom, and obviously how his brother supported him, and they both supported their mom, and the sacrifices she's made. And also being overlooked. You got to think, in his senior year, he didn't have any looks. No offers. Obviously goes to Cal, does his thing, and rest is history.
He was a top 250 player.
Yeah.
At the quarterback position.
Yeah, at the quarterback position. And there's some of the workout tapes that he believed in himself. So it's a great, tool for kids to see, if you believe in it and you want it, and you can, you're steadfast in it, it will work itself out. So, and then you can possibly, make it to the heights that he's made it. And those are the stories that everybody loves. And then on the flip side, I don't think you probably want the story of the guy that got number 2. I think I look at it like this: he's been in college for 6 years.
Yeah.
Obviously, set the path that for the JUCO, you get another year back. He knows better. I think it's probably more of an indictment on his advisors. Knowing that, when you go to the Heisman,
or lack thereof,
Heisman ceremony, probably want to be a little bit more low key.
Yeah,
it's the first class event. You're going to be judged differently. You're not Vanderbilt, and you're the mouthpiece trying to get you in the college football playoffs, and you're talking your way to beating up on Tennessee and all this other stuff.
Right.
These are this is a house of legends. For him, unfortunately, he wasn't able to get through there. I think that's probably going to start to be his, tag for a while until he beats that. And I don't know how he will.
Well, he beats it by being like Baker Mayfield, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of
he tries, but he's smaller than Baker Mayfield.
It's different from Vanderbilt versus Oklahoma.
Right.
At Texas Tech, the walk-on story. They're not the same, but I think it's a similar sort of.
It's the same. Yeah, it is. But he's at Vandy.
Yeah.
And you 5'6".
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see where he projects at the next level. I think he is a winner. I think he has, some skills. I don't think he'll be at the pros. I think if he goes to Canada, he will do work. He's going to be like Doug Flutie up there. So it's always interesting to see what happens and what people, how they handle success. Now, whether, obviously with Dylan leaving and all that, how, they are young kids and young ladies, but how they handle success is different. It depends on what you view as success.
Right. I mean, I think if you had told anyone before the year, or tell someone in 2005 that Vandy's going to have a quarterback finish second in the Heisman.
After beating Alabama.
After beating Alabama, holy smokes, this is incredible.
Yeah.
It can be both a success and a disappointment in the moment, right? Certainly more of a personal disappointment because, no shame for a Vanderbilt quarterback in finishing second in the Heisman, except that it's not first. You can't erase that personal sting. And I think, give it a week, he'll probably look back and, once he's off campus, dang, that was pretty cool. What we accomplished was pretty special.
Yeah, he's had a really cool, unique story in career. I mean, he was on the pivot, and they asked about his upbringing. Obviously, a little bit rough, upbringing, and that's where he gets his, both mental and physical toughness from. The story is he tried to go to Jackson State. Deion told us, you ain't starting over my kid, homie, so you might as well go somewhere else. Goes into Mexico State with my man Jerry Kill. Goes to Auburn, right?
You think so?
Yeah. And beat him up bad.
Yeah.
got their coach fired, and then next thing you know, Jerry Kill left New Mexico State to go to Vanderbilt as like an offensive consultant.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you want to come with? Yeah, I got nothing else better to do. And they end up beating Alabama, which
Mhm.
will probably never happen again in our lifetime.
I saw something today. It's been like 130 years since a team has beat Alabama twice in the same year.
Yeah. I mean, so
It's crazy.
the crazy stuff going, and he's at, and they took the one of the field goal posts all the way down to Main Street in Nashville, and he's
Right down the river.
he's in the history books. I know they had Jay Cutler and probably had some other good quarterbacks. They had Aaron Rodgers' brother, I think, but he's going to go down probably as the greatest, the greatest quarterback all the time at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, without a doubt, right
And
now.
maybe one of the greatest football players.
Well,
at
like 2
Vanderbilt.
seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, he's essentially their Levante David of offense.
Yeah, and he's in his star power is going to continue to grow as he continues to grow on and off the field. So, he's really won a lot, and it wasn't unfortunately for him not winning a Heisman, but more importantly, if he plays it right, he's really set himself up for a lifelong of jobs and opportunities there in Nashville, and there's not a better place to do that than in Nashville, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
now the Biletnikoff, that one's interesting to me.
Man, it was. Jeremiah Smith has been the best receiver in college football since he's been a junior in high school. You know what I'm saying? He's
Right.
the best last year. He's the best this year. Might not have the stats just because that, but come on.
And that's just the thing. I mean, he's the best, but is it a who's going to be the best NFL receiver award, or is it who is better this year?
Yeah.
We know that Ohio State had more team success than USC. Maybe that's a feather in Smith's cap. We know that there's plenty of talented receivers both places. You still probably give the edge to Carnell Tate at Ohio State. I mean, leading the Big Ten in catches with 80 for just over 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns. Pretty good work. Mekhi Lemon, one fewer catch, but actually ended up with, what would that end up being? 70 more yards than the same number of touchdowns. One fewer catch, 70 more yards, same number of touchdowns.
Then you wrong for that.
Can you go to team success as the argument?
Well, you can go through his supporting cast, and he's done it with a freshman receiver or quarterback.
Freshman quarterback.
And
but was Mayava supposed to be this? He
Yeah,
was fine.
but he has another NFL wide receiver playing with him in Jeremiah Smith. You only had 70 more yards than him,
but on one fewer catch.
Yes.
You're a little bit more explosive for an offense that was in the top 5 of the sport
right
up until the end. I'm not mad at it. I get it. Jeremiah Smith is the best player, but it's like, when LeBron didn't win MVP there for a couple of years, you knew he's the best player in the sport, but he didn't have the best individual season, maybe by a hair.
Yeah.
Maybe you're picking nits, and it's hard to be tired of a guy
I thought
in college. He's only going to be there till next year, but some of these are snapshots,
You
right?
got to have 400 more yards, 300 more yards.
Lemon was
70?
really good.
He is, but 70?
But on one fewer catch. That's a much bigger, yards per catch. That's a full yard different in terms of yards per catch.
That's not enough for me.
And that's fine. I'm not arguing.
Yeah.
If he would have won it, more power to it.
They're both a problem.
I'm just saying, would I have given it to Jeremiah Smith? Probably.
Yeah.
But I can't be mad about it going
I'm
to
not
Mekhi
mad at
Lemon,
it, but Jeremiah Smith is mad about it. So
as he should be.
So
Good.
whoever Ohio State plays,
Put up 2,000 next year.
The corner that's playing against Ohio State.
Watch out.
I'm sorry for you, my brother. Everybody looking at him too. Here's the thing.
Here's what we got. You go for it.
Here's the thing about that dude that's about to go against Jeremiah Smith. Everybody's gonna be looking at him at practice every time he gets beat. You know what I'm saying? You do one-on-ones, and they got to win, and then they got to go play. Oh yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? We could be in store for the Jackson Smith and Jigba 2.0 Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
I had him on my fantasy draft team. That man went 15, 347, and 3.
Yeah.
Now, Utah was down to some third string corner running back that was playing corner or whatever. Yeah. But holy smokes, 15, 347, and 3. The second leading receiver was Marvin Harrison Jr., 6 for 71. Also 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. And he's taken off ever since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Emeka Egbuka had to settle for 3 for 46.
Yeah. Thanks for pulling up the rear. And he's doing work in the league. Yeah, I think whoever's playing against Ohio State, you in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the awards are, look, man, it's tough, and a lot of it's tied to team success. Rodriguez won the buckets, which is obviously he's been that dude can play. Former quarterback. Listen, for you high school kids out there, whatever position you're playing, and if they ask you to play another one, be open to it. This guy was at Virginia as a co-starting quarterback, goes to Texas Tech, worked himself and played himself into a high round draft choice, and he won the Buckets, and they're on a magical run right now.
Is he Texas Tech's divine?
Manti Te'o.
Well, I was gonna say, is he like their? I don't know the best word to say. Is he what they get for Baker Mayfield leaving?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. A little payback retribution.
Yeah. But in a positive way.
Yeah, in a positive way. Yeah.
Hey, sorry you lost this Heisman guy who's played 10 years in the NFL. Here's this kid.
And a whole bunch of money to get some other guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's a 4 seed.
Yeah, they got it back tenfold. And they got, so he's the real, you see a lot of kids in high school want to play the position that they played in high school. There's a lot of guys that are in the Hall of Fame that switch positions in college. Warren Sapp was a tight end. Heck, Chuck Foreman's not in the Hall of Fame. He should be. He was a tight end. He was a defensive tackle and a tight end in high school.
Hello.
Everybody was. J.J. Watt was a tight end at whatever school he started out at.
Yeah.
And then he
Central
transferred
Michigan.
to Wisconsin and walked on. And now, obviously, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. You can go on and on. Marshall Faulk, Nebraska and everybody else offered him to be a DB, goes to San Diego State running back.
Yeah.
Amir Abdullah, one of the greatest running backs in Nebraska recent history. Alabama wanted him as a DB. Nebraska gave him a kind of all right, we'll let you try it running back, kind of throw you in the class because we had, was it Hurd?
Aaron Green, maybe.
We had Green, Hurd, and Amir.
Yeah.
And Amir's the last guy standing. So it's not where you start, where you finish. It's you don't get there if you have your eyes closed and your ears, or what is your eyes open, your ears closed. So
right.
We'll see. Anyways, we'll say a prayer for whoever the defensive back is against Jeremiah Smith. But what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break, come back, then we'll hand it over to Lighthouse here on a Wednesday. Jay Foreman, Austin Norman, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Is your furnace ready for the cold winter? Call the pros at Bryant. No matter what make or model, Bryant will perform a thorough heating check, giving you peace of mind, or steps to ensure a warm home throughout the season. Bryant also offers free second opinion heat exchange checks. Before you spend thousands on a new furnace, let Bryant check it free. Anytime you need furnace service or repair, just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Omaha Steaks is the official sponsor of tailgating. From legendary burgers to mouth-watering steaks, deli-style franks, and so much more, you'll elevate your next game day get-together with America's original butcher. Now you have the chance to be the ultimate gift giver this holiday season. Visit omahasteaks.com/theticket for 16 free Omaha Steaks smash burgers on your order of $129 or more, plus 50% off site-wide. That's 16 free smash burgers at omahasteaks.com/theticket. See the website for details. Happy holidays from Omaha Steaks.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
When it comes to keeping your equipment running, you've got options at Landmark Implement. Whether you need premium John Deere parts or a more economical solution, A&I parts from Landmark deliver the dependable performance you can count on with cost savings up to 40%. From filters and bearings to belts and everyday repairs, A&I parts are built to work as hard as you do while helping stretch your budget further. Stop by your local Landmark Implement parts counter today or shop online anytime at shop.deere.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100, or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we're back. Quick segment, Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, before we turn it over to the Lighthouse once again. LincolnLighthouse.org. We do a lot of great work, and they do it for real. And obviously last night was just obviously a byproduct of that. But a lot going on in sports. There will be football played here in 2 weeks. There will be football played next year.
Woo!
Just to let you know, we will be having signed some guys out of the portal. So it just, the first 2 days, about a week after something like this happens, is like a big deal. Then obviously there'll be some other news stories, especially when Nebraska gets down to Las Vegas. It's all on the Utah.
Let's all make it the right news stories down in Las Vegas, Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out the men's basketball team. Seemed like they handled business for the most part when they were down there.
Yeah, it's good. It's good vibes down there. And it's good to have, travel and stuff to do. And, they'll probably do a good job of making sure there's some activities. Bowl week is always, there's some activities that you can do. They won't have them in the hustle and bustle, so they can kind of stay focused because
Fremont Street, not the Strip.
You don't want them on Fremont Street. You ever been to Fremont Street?
Let me try this.
Hey, man, Fremont Street. I will tell you, some of those places got good eggs and hash though. And Fremont Street was great to me when I popped in there on that 3-car poke.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Not so much for one of our compadres, but if he would have listened,
he's not on the money management plan.
Hard head makes for a soft, what. But 3 hours down the drain. We'll be back tomorrow, Thirsty Thursday, with Kevin Meyer, Cork and Bottle, 13th and South. Continue on. This is the holiday spirits. He has the sales going on wine, but we're going to turn it over to Bill Mitchner and the Lighthouse crew. Jay Foreman, my man, Austin Norman. We'll holler at you tomorrow.
Load up on meat and more this holiday season at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. Keep your eyes posted to the Mercado's social media pages for specific daily deals from now all the way through New Year's Eve on December 31st. Don't forget their other locations, now open at 30th and Yankee Hill and 84th and Old Cheney in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
When it comes to keeping your equipment running, you've got options at Landmark Implement. Whether you need premium John Deere parts or a more economical solution, A&I parts from Landmark deliver the dependable performance you can count on with cost savings up to 40%. From filters and bearings to belts and everyday repairs, A&I parts are built to work as hard as you do while helping stretch your budget further. Stop by your local Landmark Implement parts counter today or shop online anytime at shop.deere.com and experience the Landmark difference.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and mild with an afternoon high near 53. Tonight, a chance of showers and breezy, a low around 38. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies return. It'll be windy and colder with a high around 40. I'm meteorologist Kyle Hunter for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options